Hello and welcome to episode 48 now. 48. That is cleanly divisible by 4. What is it? 12? 12? That's basically a whole year's worth of Minecraft. Although we know a year is like 52 weeks or something like that. So we have a little bit longer before we hit the full number of days, but 12 months almost. I think we had to miss a couple episodes, so that the year of this server is going to come up, or not server, the year playing on this world is going to come up a lot faster than the whatchamacallit, the actual 52 weeks. Well, my brain is I know exactly why my brain's being a little like I am tired, guys. I'm so very tired. You know, we're not doing anything too intense today. Some more like terraforming and cleanup and whatnot. I got something to drink. We got something to do. It'll be good. I gotta fix the title of the video though. Hold up. All these lowercase letters. That's not how you make a title. And save. Alrighty. But yeah, welcome Max Park, welcome GG fan. I gotta bug my buddy real quick because he wants to be an ass. Streaming now, just so you know, since you were so bothered by me not starting sooner. Yeah, I'm gonna be an ass. He wants to be an ass. I'm gonna return favor and be an ass back to him. It's how it works. It's how part of how our friendship goes. Excuse me. We gotta finish this house soon enough, and that'll give us a little bit of height right here. Then we can probably put like a custom tree in the background there to fill in the gap. But the wall's gotta go actually. At least some of it, you know. We'll double up our blocks right there, put some stuff right there. Like, wall worked well enough, but it's not necessary anymore. It's time to pack that up. Yeah, cobblestone? Hell yeah, bro. Lots of it. Always working with it. Let me just double check some stuff on OBS side. I want to make sure speaker bot. Hey June, run tests. Hey June, run tests. Okay, you're not hearing her. Yeah, definitely not hearing her. Okay, speaker bot. It's gonna be coming from the same fucking app that you're looking for. Like, nothing changed about the name. Hey, June, run tests.
Certainly.
Uh-oh.
Potato.
Man. What the fuck? Transform. Fit to screen. Nope, that didn't fit. That didn't fix it. What the bullshit? Hey June, run tests.
Will do, sir.
Cool, okay.
Potato.
Make sure Discord's actually pointing at Discord. Nope, I gotta mess with that after I get bulb on. No bulb yet. We'll have a bulb on here. Don't worry. We're not gonna, be without. It's just a matter of when. Welcome, Keenan Thomas. Welcome. Where's Bulb? He is, I guess still on his way home. He probably got held up at work. It happens. He'll be here. Alright, so we have our Gothic cathedral built. I still need to figure out designing an interior for this and whatnot. But what I'm going to do is kind of connect up this pathway up here. Right? So we have all of that still needs to be paved, but it comes over this way past this little piece of farmland here, which I think I'm going to turn into like a garden bed of sorts. Probably something similar to what I have going on out front of my house. So this path is going to continue right past this. We'll have like some kind of trellis opening into this. Probably put up some kind of a cover on this as well. So that'll come right past here, right past the opening to that, and then it'll curl around this way. I'll continue up a little bit of this stonework somewhat, and we're going to make a staircase down here connecting up those the two paths at the bottom there. And we'll continue the retaining wall along this side a little bit with the stairs interrupting that. And I think we'll carry that retaining wall all the way around here past this big freaking hole in the ground here. And it'll come over here. And it'll kind of just stay a solid wall out past the edge of the hill there that it would be retaining, just so that it looks big enough and strong enough. Gotta make it look structural, you know. Probably have it stop around here. No, we'll probably have it stop around here-ish. So I want it to feel like that retaining wall is like deeper into the ground than it initially looks, and it's like helping keep everything together here, and not just hold up that hill, but keep all of the dirt from, or keep all of the ground here from collapsing into the cave system. So yeah, we got some work to do. It's gonna be a day of like, I guess, kind of random little cleanups. Am I streaming next year? What do you mean? Yeah, ideally, I'm gonna continue streaming for a while, you know. But yeah, I'm actually not sure what you mean with your question, Max. Sorry. I gotta continue working on this. Schwoush. Welcome, Zokiro. Excuse me. What the fuck is happening there? There's just a whole ass line of pixels down one side of this map that I haven't collected. Like, how did that happen? It isn't locked, is it? Why is it not showing my pointer on the map at all? If the map is facing out, then I'm pointing the opposite direction. So this is that way? What is that on the map? There's nothing on this map. It's just a big giant map of our area. Here's my base right here. We're gonna I guess I did update the map just now. Yeah, we're gonna make sure all the maps are updated. Oof. Yeah, he says traffic was really bad, but he's on the way. So we're gonna make sure all the maps are updated as needed. To include Bulb's base here, and I need to make 3 more maps right there. Do in those spaces, so I can get all of Bulb's map or all of Bulb's base in. But I grabbed this one so I can kind of tell where I'm going when I grab those, you know. Put that in my offhand. Yeah. Should be... Oh, wait. I kind of need more maps in order to make this work, you know? I'll take from my my store stock. It would seem he just got home. Your little dot used to show up on a map no matter how far away you were. I'm a little salty that that's not the case anymore. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Fill out that corner. And... oh, it should be the top there. Okay, cool. Now we head back. I sure can fly, dude. I'm pretty good at it, too, I'd like to believe. I gotta grab one of the maps of Bulb's base, so I can do that. Here's a little bit of what I'm working on, and I'd like to continue working on it. I replaced all of the sand and clay and everything and gravel in the riverbed with dirt. Look how clean that looks. So nice. And we're making this custom biome. I gotta keep working on that one too. All right. That, and that. Perfect. And but nighttime is right. We gotta update the map of Bulb's base also, so I gotta... yeah, that should be good. Because he's worked on it a little bit since we last collected a map of it. Look at that. Look at that filling out. Wow. Alright, it hasn't changed a ton. But he has worked on it some. Oh, almost out of rockets. Let me grab more rockets. Because I wasn't anticipating running out, you know. Wait. Okay. Yeah. We're right next to his base. We based very close to one another this time. Past that one. Pass this way. Okay. Pachoo. Okay. So. Oh, I need that there. I need 3 more item frames. Doy. Starting at 6. Alright. See you soon, bud. Welcome to chat, by the way. Oh, only 1 more item frame. Damn. I think I have more leather somewhere. I hopefully have more leather somewhere. Completely failed at going through my own door. Like, I designed this shit. How'd I fail so bad? I have 1 more leather. Oh, goody. That's not going to be a problem. I needed 3 more item frames. I managed to get myself less than that. Paintings. Those aren't helpful, though. No, you left 4 slices of the pretzel crust one. I'd had a slice of pretzel crust last night, so one of the slices of pretzel crust is yours. All right. We need to find a cow. Perfect. There's some leather. And some food. I got a fair amount of leather. Good lord. There should be some sticks in this box over here. Yeah, let's go. I'm familiar with my mess. Why am I missing an item frame? I didn't place one already, did I? Am I... What the shit is happening? Yeah, what the fuck? Like, I made sure I picked up an item frame from this chest, right here. And I went upstairs and found 1 piece of leather and made an item frame. What the fuck did I do with it? Oh, I got some... Ah! I was about to say, man. Shoot. Yep, you'll be on Bulb stream. Bye, dude. There we go. Nope, nope. Oh. I think that map needs updating. No? Okay, so that's up to date. I don't know my cousin's graduation party is. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, okay, so that one's touched up. This one's up to date. This one's also definitely up to date. This one's definitely up to date. Okay, cool. Cool. At some point, I'll get a cartographer in here, and he'll be my my desk attendant. I need to make some more maps and refill that. But I have these useless maps that I don't need, so we're gonna let those despawn. Don't mind the floating light post. We are gonna fix that. I borrowed the post from it for the allays. We'll fix it. For now, though, I should work on that retaining wall. Because we need to continue this design, basically. Wrapped around this way, like I was talking about. Our paths and whatnot are 3 blocks wide, except in some places. Like right here, it gets 4 blocks wide because of the retaining wall. Which is probably something we'll continue once we're, you know, up the stairs, but... Oh, when we up the stairs, once we're up the stairs, it won't matter. We'll wrap around. It'll be kind of thick right up against the wall, but it'll be fine. Okay, let's see. Dang it. Where'd the torches go? Place one of them. Right there. Okay, so this shit's all in the way. But... basically it would be those. And our stairs are going to come down right here. Oh boy. Isn't that special? Real special, because it's going to get all up in our way. All up in our way. Jeez, man. wait. I don't need to cut into that. That's the floor. Welcome, Grand Line. About time for all the complaints you made. Okay, what's your theory? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm half expecting it to be absolute insanity. But I'm kind of cool with that. No, that makes sense. Put that back how that was, like that. Can't leave me hanging, man. I gotta know now. Oh. That'd be slightly horrifying, you know? I'll show you a trick for that. You just gotta be smart with how you handle your golems. Alright, so time to pick that up. Alright. We gotta sort inventory and put stuff away real quick. I didn't realize I'd have so much random crap in there. Honestly, like, that theory does kind of make a lot of sense, Grand Line. And honestly, that's such a funny reason, too. Mob drops. Where all that's gonna go, and that. Foodstuffs. Follow those. Except the popped chorus flowers are gonna have to go in here because they're part of the purple stuff. Discord. Alright, Bulb. I got you. I'll be over in just a second. Bulb is here. Hello.
I am setting up here.
I got scared I wasn't going to hear you for a second.
I got a I got into a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I heard you said it was real bad.
I did leave about like 10, 15 minutes after I was intending to, but based
That
on when
shouldn't
I
have
left, I
resulted
normally
in
would have
like
gotten back.
45 minutes late.
Yeah, like I was supposed to be here around like 5:15. So
Absolute
not quite
madness out there
45
today.
minutes, but yeah. And as a result, I have not restarted my computer, so hopefully this goes well.
It should be fine. I mean, come on, I
Minecraft
never
alone
reset my
crap.
computer and it.
You've heard some of my you've seen and heard some of my crash outs over
Yes, but I'm
it's
just saying,
laggy
like,
really bad.
missing it this one time should be fine. Should be fine.
Well, it's not like I have a update to do. It's just that I
Ah.
always do it once a week, just so that way I don't run into any of those issues. So
God, that was some really shitty flying. How did I manage to do that so badly?
everything today has been considerably more annoying than it needed to be. After about like 2 p.m., everything just got ridiculously annoying.
That's rough. Keenan Thomas says, "Welcome home."
Thank you, good sir. I am happy to be home. See, Bulbikyu menu.
Excuse me.
And description. Triple shot.
Yeah, when we get off the stream, I gotta show you, like, I got the container I was talking about, and
yeah,
it's so good. I'm very happy with this decision.
Boop. It's a very simple pin message.
That.
I'll do my poll after I go live.
Still gotta kind of figure out what I'm gonna do for my poll. I haven't even done that yet.
Alright. I suppose.
Oh shit. He joined the world.
Yep. I suppose. I'm going live in about a few seconds.
Woot woot.
Suppose this will work. For some reason I didn't have to change Discord things for you and Skoggle. It just automatically picked up that you were talking.
Yeah. One of the Minecraft YouTubers I watch made a stupid joke on one of his videos, and now every time I like hear or say woot woot, first thing I think is that's the sound of the police. Like, I can't just
woot woot is the sound of the police.
It's from a song.
Hi Max Park. Oh, I need to turn off the phone.
That's
Holy
the
crap.
sound of the police.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what song. I've never actually listened to the.
Yeah,
the song,
I've never heard of this song, but I mean it must exist. Be something. Why? I'm a little unput together here, given that I'm, I was home 30 minutes late and starving, because that was like, I realized I was really hungry and I'm like, I'm already late. I need to eat something.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the sunk. It's not sunk cost. I guess the opposite of sunk cost. Bah. Hello, Keenan Thompson. Hello, Max Park. We are both back. We're both back in the stream, back in the world, back to the game.
I think it would technically still be the sunk cost fallacy. It would just be kind of the negative application of that idea, if that makes sense.
Well, like, I'm already, yeah, I guess so.
Because it's the exact same argument. You're just, I'm already late, instead of, I already spent this much money, might as well.
Yeah.
Hydraulic press crushing a 1/25.
For some reason I had a chicken in my house.
Replica of Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson.
Zokiro's comment is hydraulic press crushing a 1/25 scale replica of Andrew Jackson's dueling pistol. What? Okay. Yes, that is in fact a valid, legitimate sentence in English and a wonderful statement. Thank you.
Wait, so the Andrew Jackson one, the
No,
hydraulic press,
there's
that's like
there's no
like a
context.
YouTube video.
There's no context. It's just that. It's
That sounds like a YouTube video. Because, I mean, there's like a hydraulic press niche on
I'm
YouTube.
almost certain that's probably a fucking YouTube video out there, and this is how Zokiro's going to be keeping track of, or keeping his points up today, is just dropping the names of random niche YouTube videos.
Yeah. I like, it's also incredibly niche. Am I excited for Jace's birthday? I mean, about as excited as I'm supposed to be, I think. It's not my birthday.
Do you wanna come over and have dinner with us?
Probably, sure.
Okay. Because my mom was asking about it, and I was like, I'm sure he'd love to, but I'd have to check with them.
I don't intend on going to my... Oh, well, actually, I'll have to leave early if that's the case, because I was gonna say, I don't have a job, but I have a stream that day.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, that's... Oh, shit, yeah.
So I'd have to leave at, like, 7:30.
That's Wednesday, you made sure you had the day off. I don't see why it would be an issue, but yeah, that's right, you are still streaming. You're streaming Zelda, in fact.
Mordecai looking
Something
ass.
I was looking forward to watching, but... I mean, missing...
By the way, that's Pizza Pasta. That is my buddy Jacelyn I'm playing with right now. He's the Mordecai looking ass. It's funny though because like the only Mordecai that's relevant enough in pop culture, I think, in order to sort of register is the Mordecai / Rigby Mordecai from a regular show.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for a maid, Keenan. Oh yeah, I need to do the poll.
Deep slate, tough, and andesite for that wall, and then tough bricks. Okay. All right. We'll grab what we need.
I'm gonna do.
I am very low on tough. Uh-oh.
I have tough.
How much?
I have a lot of tough.
A lot of tough sounds
quite a bit.
great. I'll be coming to collect some from you if that is okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm making a poll right now. I'm paused. Sorry guys, I'm paused so I can make my poll.
How you doing on
You're having...
andesite?
You probably took most of mine and bald.
Oh, that's true.
I'm made and bald. I think.
Oh yeah, I have a fucking shulker box over here that should have a ton of andesite in it because I didn't use up all of it.
I think. Yeah, I spelled that right.
Oh shit, dude. I'm out of andesite. Good thing I have diorite. And just make more andesite.
I'm going to make a poll that's spicy.
Spicy. Oh,
spicy.
You know what? We don't got anything special to do for our poll today, but we have a ton of well, we have several of our upcoming brackets for the ongoing Pokemon polls, so I'll just do one of those today. Yeah, send your people over here for it too.
Alright, so I made a poll. It's based on my title. It's definitely the most political thing I've ever put in a poll. Even though I don't... It feels like the kind of thing that isn't, but is. But... Let's go. I'm not even comment on it. I'm just gonna leave the poll there and see what the chat thinks.
I feel like my
we got 2 votes.
My Pokemon poll today is gonna be a divisive one, I think.
Oh, your poll is not gonna be as divisive as mine. I don't.
Oh,
think.
no.
Even with the.
But we have 4 solid Pokemon from 4 different generations. So.
Yo. I should go vote in that. Hold on. Is that already up?
Yeah. When I say solid, I don't mean like great. 4 slightly better than mid Pokemon, with the exception of one of them. I think.
Oh
the
man,
obvious
yeah,
best
no, these
for
are all
me.
pretty good. Ooh, I'm gonna put something controversial in here.
I want to go look at your poll now. Okay, so we're gonna hit.
You know what?
Share.
I'm picking the
Skipper.
thing that you wouldn't expect me to pick based on the way I say things.
What, you picking Wishy-Washy?
No, I'm picking Volcarona.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
But it's funny because it's one of the only like goated Gen 5 Pokemon that they made. That's a controversial statement, but it is the best one because Steelix is very like Steelix is like there's an orgy of Steelixes everywhere, so it doesn't feel that rare and cool. And then
Calling it
with
an orgy
Spiritomb,
Spiritomb is fucking annoying to get in most games.
Spiritomb is ungodly annoying to get. I would have put Spiritomb. I was going to, and I'm like, no, because Spiritomb is actual ass. It's one of the worst aspects of Sinnoh.
Oh,
So it's the worst aspect of Sinnoh.
Headphones
One
out.
of the worst versus the best aspect of Steelises. Yes, Steelises. That makes sense. Steelises. I am
Flint and Steelises.
Flint and Steel. Dude, Jace got me a present the other day. He got me a Flint and Steel.
I
from,
fucking did.
Harbor
Yeah.
Freight. I mean, it wasn't literally. It's a lighter, so it's a little bit more.
It's not even a lighter. A lighter has
No.
a gas so that it can actually sustain its own fire.
So
it is literally a like handheld.
Sorry,
click
it is a
flint and
striker.
steel.
It is a striker.
Yeah.
So not a lighter. That's
so
what I meant. Sorry.
A flint
it's a
and
striker.
steel would be 2 separate pieces, but a striker is a flint and steel that are like combined into one easy grip. But it'll make like the click sound you're used to from Flint and Steel in Minecraft. That's the sound you're gonna get from that tool. I gotta pull up your stream so I can.
Dude.
I thought it was so funny. Do you know that lighters were invented before matches? Oh yeah.
It makes sense. A match is kind of a weird concept when you think about it. Like a lighter also uses the same technology as a match, so it's just striking to spark a fire. But a lighter is more sophisticated, I guess, than a match. But matches are just strange.
So
like
this,
you get these little sticks in your pocket to strike yourself.
Seeing your poll.
Yeah.
I thought we were all gonna start acknowledging June officially as Dinosaur Month.
Dinosaur Month.
Dinosaur Month, dude.
Why is June Dinosaur Month?
Ask the people of iFunny.
I
don't know why dinosaurs, but I'm sure you can.
I'm also not even a big fan of dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of dinosaurs either, but hell yeah, dude. Happy Dinosaur Month.
I just said Humility Month because.
So Kira says I'm okay with this. Damn right, dude. Dinosaurs are cool.
Dude, I know what I'm humble for this month. I am humble for the fact that 600 people almost want to watch me do video games. Well, I mean, minus a few, because I know that some of them are alt accounts. But... Oh, wow. Jace really spruced this place up.
What are you talking about?
I just walked through the bridge instead of going on the minecart. You got all the little like glow berries or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Very organized stuff here. I try to explain why. Oh, hold on. Also, Bulb, I did tell Jace about Iron Golem when you accident by starts hitting you. Yeah. Tomorrow is not no Sunflower Nuzlocke. It is Yes, tomorrow's Pokemon Nuzlocke. Try to explain why Iron Golem always did not nice characters. He who exalts himself shall be humbled, and he who humbles himself shall be exalted. Hell yeah! Or he who humbles himself. Yeah. Okay. That is one of my favorite Bible verses, actually. Thank you very much, Pizza Pasta.
I'm actually not super familiar with that one. That's a nice one, yeah.
I'm saying it's important to be a contrarian. I mean, you can say however you think. I think the issue I take with it isn't the issue that most people take with it. My issue is you called it Pride Month, good sir. I hate Pride as a sin, not a gay pride specifically, although you can get into all that, but like Pride Month, I don't like Pride. You want to be gay? I don't care. I don't understand why it's got to be Pride Month.
On the constant, like, because I hear it from, like, because I've had quite a few different friends who are somewhere along the way of gay, bi, or one thing or another. I've had quite a few different friends who are all involved in
we got rid of the ender
LGBT in some way, shape. Yeah, cleaning up over here. Sorry. And
no, you're good.
Like, just about every friend I've had in any way, shape, or form involved with the LGBT community is like, yeah, fuck you. Like, get rid of Pride Month. Why does anyone care what happens in the like behind closed doors in my bedroom? Like, go the fuck away with that. Like, couldn't have said it better, dude. Couldn't have said it better.
I think it's just kind of the whole noise thing. It's like, I don't particularly like if I have to be bothered. You're not gonna like when I'm bothered and have to care about things. If I just don't care about something and everyone's fine with that, then that should be the way it is. Don't force me to care, because then I'm going to not care, or I'm going to care in the wrong direction.
My general sentiment has always been, you do you. If you're not hurting anybody, like.
I walked in your train station. I realized something.
Yeah, what's up?
Your lighting is funny. I walk in, it says hello, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The O is completely fucking dark shaded. So you just walk in, it says hell, and then you notice the O at the end eventually.
Yeah, I should try and fix that, I suppose.
No, that's funny. Also, how did I do this to myself? Okay, that's fine. That's actually kind of smart.
Okay, I thought I still.
What is the switch for, by the way, on the
Oh, on the desk?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's decorative.
Okay. Hopefully me clicking it didn't do nothing.
Nope.
We got cats.
It's literally not connected to anything.
I've got all the XP I wanted. It's because a bunch of history. I mean, yeah, but that's like, isn't it obsolete at that point? That's the only thing I'd be like. It's just like, it's been a problem in history until like 5 minutes ago. And that's fine, but the 5 minutes ago feels kind of old now. For my entire lifetime, it has not been a problem, basically.
Yeah, same. Like.
So, I mean, it's not like nobody cares. It's not like no one cares at all, because some people still cared, but it's not the same. I don't understand, like, first of all, having months of something like this is such and such month feels like one of those dumb live, laugh, love type things where it's like, I don't see why I'm supposed to care why something's a arbitrary
This might make
month.
it, like, more controversial, ultimately, but, like, I think it's along the same lines of, like, the Black History Month thing, right? Like,
yeah,
but almost like the super left-leaning people who are, like, social justice warrior type crap, there wasn't enough attention for Black History Month, so they needed another month to also social justice warrior about.
Well, the issue I see is it's like,
and it's not
so
necessary.
Black History Month is kind of a caricature, more so to me. It seems like it doesn't. It is demeaning.
There's so many aspects about it that are, exactly demeaning. I was gonna say disrespectful, but like demeaning is a very good way of putting it.
It's demeaning towards, given there's 9 months of the school year, and Black history in American history at least is a lot more than 9%.
And it's 11%. A lot richer and more colorful than just plastering your walls with various African crap and calling it Black History Month. Like, we're trying to be, like, inclusive and respectful and understanding and not remotely racist by being literally as racist as possible about every aspect of Black History Month. And good job, guys.
Time when a large group can get together and that way
Yeah,
they don't
sorry
have to
if that one's a
matches who
little
hit
too
for basically no
controversial
reason.
for stream. Just
I don't know.
all of it wears me down, I guess.
I'm let's see. There's one related to gender. I mean, verse related to gender. There's no longer male and female, for all of you are one in Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't think that the
I think that's
interpretation would be to say
like if you're
I'm
taking that to as an to reinforce the ideas of gender ideology and everything, that's a gross oversimplification and taking
yeah.
things completely out of context. But also, I've never encountered this verse before. I'm not even sure what you could be quoting.
It's supposedly it is Galatians 3:28. I've seen other verses that were basically the same but wasn't like male and female. So, I don't know. I'm not a historian on the Bible. I will assume that it is correct until I have the wherewithal to bother trying to confirm otherwise. But I also go based on versions are important. I'm a Catholic, so I don't recognize KJV or most of the other Protestant translations as being accurate entirely.
Most of them aren't.
Well, I mean, often it's minor differences, but wording is a pretty big deal when it comes to subtext.
Yeah.
At least with the New Testament, it's not as archaic. Like, it's funny to me. I've been enjoying a lot of like history videos and stuff, and it's funny to me because people always think of the Bible as a whole as being old, but the Old Testament is almost older. Like, the Old Testament is almost as old compared to the New Testament as the New Testament is compared to us. So
Which
it's a
is
very
nuts.
very long. It's a long swath in between.
That is a long stretch of
Like rotisserie. Yeah.
human
No,
history.
see, pizza pasta. That's kind of like my thought on it is like I see like a themed month as like those days. Like he said National Rotisserie Chicken Day for an example, and I'm like, yeah, that's about how I see it. Like if there's a day or month, I kind of want it to be significant,
But
in
also,
a way that's
yeah,
not just
and not making a spectacle out of somebody's private life. Like, it's disgusting. I'm sorry. I know there's,
I don't have
people are gonna have different feelings on that, and I mean them no disrespect in saying that, but I'm like, it's your private life. That's not anything anyone else needs to know about, and who cares what they think or whatever. Like,
it'd like
you.
be I think to me I think the best way to sort of reiterate what you said is it'd be like having a national blowjob day. I don't think that's necessary.
Might be a little bit extreme, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not euphemistic. It literally says exactly what it means. Well, I mean, I guess the word could be considered euphemistic, a fellatio day, which somehow actually sounds less crass.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it does exist, though.
I'm sure it exists. I just like not opposed to that. Zokero is not opposed to that being a thing.
What? Not opposed to
National Fellatio Day or whatever. I think is what he said. Unless he meant rotisserie chicken, because he could just mean the other comment. But I'm going to assume he meant what I said because that would be funnier. I actually like rotisserie chicken sometimes. I gotta be in the mood for it though. I have no real scope of reference for the other thing.
We probably should, actually, thinking about it, be picking up some of them Walmart rotisserie chickens more often.
They're not very cheap though.
They are cheaper than some of our other options, and then we can, like,
Yeah,
use
sure.
the carcass to make broth and everything, and just make sure we get our money's worth out of it.
Yeah, but then I have to make something.
It's all good.
I guess because like rotisserie chicken, I think it's cheaper to get a chicken to rotisserie, but obviously I don't have a rotisserie oven. My dad had one. It was actually pretty good. We used it for small turkeys, I think, too. I say used past tense, but I think they still might employ the uses of it at their house. Yeah. No, I think it would be funny. I don't know that I want like because this is the thing is like as much as I think something's funny, I'm like this is actually kind of a degenerate concept in all honesty.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't specifically want it to be a thing. Although I have no problems. Again, I don't have any judgment. No judgment towards people who do that, but um I just think it's kind of gross.
Well, I wasn't trying to push us way down this somewhat controversial
Yeah.
rabbit hole, but
I guess I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna poke the bear a little bit. I'm gonna get some people mad, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it should be that. Oh, I am inventory full. Uh-oh.
yeah, I'm just like,
Hooray for degeneracy.
well, we'll leave it at like
Oh yeah,
I
I do need to taste.
obviously for
Well,
the purposes of my YouTube channel, I don't go fully into all of my opinions on political
No.
things because it doesn't matter what direction I lean, it's gonna piss off somebody and cause a divide and blah 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 blah. Ew, I don't want it on my channel. But you know, give a little bit of like this. This just seems like an obvious thing. Like I think most people would agree with is like you're pushing into people's privacy and causing problems that don't need to be caused by doing so. So that's my qualms with. That's my publicly out loud qualms with Pride Month.
making some cookies. I might be making some cookies. By the way, Zokero, the melons are not an issue at the moment. The problem that I had was I'm trying to make the thing bigger. Like I'm going to expand the farm, but I realized in order to do it optimally, I'm going to want to add a couple more rows to my roof. So I'm going to have a slight expansion on the roof of the building, which means that in order for me to bother wanting to have to try to fix this, I want to actually get the roof fixed, which means I need to go ahead and actually do that. Maybe that's a good thing I could do this stream is expand my roof.
Might be helpful.
And yeah, I mean, I actually like the way the rows are. When they're not in that little water thing, like if because that one water space that waters everything apparently, in the middle, that little water block. Once I get everything reset up, I'm not gonna have any of those like middle rows with the melons and pumpkins. I'm just gonna have I'm just gonna have like straight rows so that they go exactly where they're supposed to,
Oh,
and don't have spaces where they just
No,
sometimes decide to be.
do diagonal rows.
Yeah.
Because they will grow substantially slower right next to each other with only 2 available blocks that they can go into. But if they have all 4 available blocks around the seed to grow into, they'll grow considerably faster. And if your
Yeah, but
diagonal rows are alternating melon and pumpkin, it'll be even faster. I don't know why, but if you plant melons and pumpkins together, it's substantially faster.
I mean that's good for efficiency, but I also just come and collect every once in a while. So I want it to be like an entire full row of melons and pumpkins when I get there. That's why I'm just gonna make it so that there's one block for it to be able to spawn onto. They'll all be that way by the time I come back and check on my crops.
That's fair.
Because this is just kind of like a small garden thing. I'm not Obviously, if I was doing it the way that you have with like an automatic setup, I'd try to make it a little bit better like that. What's up, friggity frackety? It is Pride Month,
Sup,
streamer. Do you
frick
know what that
frack?
means? Good sir, I've established today is Humility Month. I'm humble for the fact that almost 600 people want to watch me do this stuff. Maybe not all at once, but it is very humbling in a way, because it's like I recognize I am not the most talented streamer out there, and I very crummy, not crummy. I shouldn't be falsely modest. My model is all right. It's pretty good. It's not flashy.
Oh shit, you were about to
That's what I'm looking at.
diss your model.
No, it hasn't been updated in several years.
And
Rainbows, dude. Where's all the bronies at? That's what I'm wondering this Pride Month.
somebody out there being fucking insane about something.
They need to be too wide with the too wide gap between rows. That way every melon is producing and it's not two plants making the same melon.
No.
See, that's again the thing is this is urban gardening, and I'm just going for like leave it alone, come back, and the whole thing is full. So I'm gonna have one block it can spawn onto, and that way there's a proper amount of room. It doesn't need to be unless you want to be more 3D and have a chubby stomach. I'm playing with one. What? I don't believe it.
Who said that?
Zokuro.
Slander.
Slander. It doesn't need to unless you want it to be more 3D and have a chubby stomach. I mean, that's not entirely true. There's a minor redesign little dinks and dunks that people usually do with models. I also just don't want to spend money to get a model that is slightly different. I would want to spend money and like have it be properly significantly better. And Charlie was already really good for the fact that she only made commercially about half a dozen models at that point. So mine is like at least as good as Nuxtaku's original model. That's kind of what I was going for.
Zokiro, I will contest your claim on that one. While perhaps at one point I would have actually claimed the title, like whatever. I want absolutely fucking nothing to do with that community. Like,
Corn Challenge next.
Sure, the show was good, but vast majority of the people I encountered there were disgusting people.
Well, I guess that's part of the problem is a lot of times the community makes it very clear that like you got to be into the way the community acts. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do
when
today.
The community is made up of like a very small percentage of genuinely cool people, and the rest are
how much money does it cost to update it?
Creeps, pedos, porn addicts, like the brony community is fucked, dude.
Well, I mean, I know there are a lot of people who are bronies who are just kind of mildly so. Like, I know Rupert Grint was a brony. That's the thing a lot of people would talk about for some reason in my circles. But Rupert Grint, like, I'm assuming
you had a lot of Harry Potter fans in your circle too, so it was like.
What am I? I need this. How much money does it cost? Wasn't Weird Al?
Yeah.
I don't know if Weird Al's a brony.
Oh, he made his own fan character who appeared in the show and married one of the main characters.
Really?
Yeah, like canonically, his fan character is married to Pinkie Pie.
Holy shit. Pinkie Pie. I think of the ponies, I would say that my favorite one was my favorite one is Discord, because that had a banger song by The Living Tombstone.
That's fair.
Which is a stupid reason, because that has nothing to do with the character. But I also just don't have any real... I have very little frame of reference when it comes to the show. I knew who the main 5 horses were. like the ones that you introduced to in the beginning, because I had a lot of people I knew who liked it,
There's
but I
6
also
of them,
just
but yes.
there's 6.
Yeah.
I've miscounted. I remember. Okay, let's see.
It's
Let's see
like-
what I. Let's see what I know. All right.
You can tell between the two of us
purple
which one actually cared about the show at some point.
Yeah. Let's see what I remember. So one of them, the purple one, was Twilight Sparkle. That was like
Yep.
I think she was like the protagonist.
Yep.
Or did it not really matter, like episode to episode, who was the quote unquote protagonist?
She was like the primary focus, but everyone kind of got their proper screen time.
There's like the sort of crackhead energy one was Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, which I didn't like the character as much when I was first watching this show, but I appreciate that shit so much more now.
I want to say,
Oh.
the Southern Belle one was Applejack.
Yep.
What show? MLP. Yours is the Bulbikyu. Oh, also, how much was the kid? How much is the thing? Somebody asked that question at some point. How much would it cost? It would probably cost like $1,000 minimum. Y'all watch My Little Pony? I didn't watch it very much. I am going based on memory that I'm already wrong on. So, let's see. So I had what? I think I said 3 of them. Rainbow Dash was like the sort of headstrong, girl bossy, like mild version.
Yeah, but without the Mary Sue bullshit.
That's why I said headstrong, like a minorly girl bossy. And Fluttershy was the kind of soft spoken one.
Yep.
I am trying to remember what the 6th one would be. I don't know if there was a 6th one in the beginning. I probably am forgetting one. So
Character I actually didn't like all that much initially. Oh god, think. Rarity. The
Rarity.
Super like prim and proper, like
What color was Rarity?
white.
White. I think I know which one. I don't remember that one that much though. Like I said, I watched so little of the show. I just knew a lot of people who were into it.
Nah, Dominic, he didn't watch basically anything of the show really. That was all me.
I have some
I liked
people
it too.
in my orbit who
I liked it. Oh my god. Fucking shit, Dominic. Fucking shit, man. Oh.
Hey man, you're the one who put that one there. Mine is just hey, it's me,
Hey,
Goku.
Look, I'm glad I put that one in there. It actually gets me.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, cause so that was kind of the point of the conversation being had, right? It's, I will not associate with that community. No.
Yeah.
I may have liked the show at one point in time, and I probably would still like it now, but I have a very, very different perspective on things, and I strongly dislike the vast majority of the community, want nothing to do with them.
Oh shit. Oops. If you think that's bad, do not look at my watch list. What's your watch list? Pizza pasta. What do you got? You got some Zootopia. The thing for me
Probably
with the
least
bronies
offensive
is
thing that
like,
could be there.
well, I just went for like furry but mainstream furry.
Yeah.
I guess like I could have said Robin Hood if I was going for something a little older.
Fucking that one got me too.
Oh, did you have Moist Critical?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude.
I'm 19, bro, and I still watch Yo Gabba Gabba, Lamau. No, dude, that's kind of based though. I have to put up with a lot of young children's TV content based on my 2 brothers, one of which who, right after he finally decided not gonna be into the baby shit anymore, then there's another baby and that babe, like both of my brothers are a little bit developmentally behind, so they both kind of hung on to that a little bit longer than the average bear. So
Congratulations, you played yourself. Yeah, I should add that sound effect if I can find a good one.
true. All right, I need to resize this place. Here, Jason Scary Command, yeah. Some bulb hub, dude. There is no bulb hub. I assure you, Fricky.
He's been Frickfrack's been in my streams a little bit more frequently lately. I always come in here swooning over bird thighs.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Here.
Let's watch the school dance movie, dude. I don't want to watch I actually don't want to watch Yo Gabba Gabba.
You use it when I get wrecked by Lionel. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Jason Bulb, can y'all believe they can do a host a school dance and homecoming dance for high school?
I think to cure the dead corals, the brightness of the block should depend on the color of the coral.
Baby
that
shit and Yo Gabba Gabba.
died.
That is true. That is true. Slop like Coco Melon. I don't even know what Miss Rachel is, but Coco Melon is bad. No, like I'm thinking baby shit as in like the preschooler type things all the way down. Like it's such a small period of someone's life to have a bunch of interests they go through, so I'm kind of clumping it all together. Like Yo Gabba Gabba is not actually like baby in the same way that Coco Melon is sort of the baby shit, but it's like a little kid show.
Yeah, there's a way to place it so it doesn't
directed
die. You would just have to have it touching water. But I want the grays for the pathway. So that's why I'm placing it out the way.
I don't know what half the shit is. I just know what Pink Fong and Coco Melon are.
Actually,
because of my brother.
I'm gonna rip all these back up and
my youngest brother.
Some grass and stuff here.
Adventure Time is stupid now. Rewatching as an adult, I disagree. Adventure Time gets better with age. No, I'm kidding. I've only watched a little bit of Adventure Time, but Adventure Time was always kind of stupid. But I guess I didn't mind. But it's not stupid. It's just kind of like, I see. The humor is a little ridiculous. What was actually a moment where I was watching something, I'm like, man, this was way better remembering it as a kid than I thought it was gonna be. Is when I went back and watched like the original Transformers, not the movie, because the movie was absolutely goated still, but the TV show for the original Transformers is kind of L. I guess
really?
when there's like the stakes aren't very high and it's like it has the characters that are good, but it's kind of like just this is boring.
Yeah,
I'm not 8 anymore.
Adventure Time is like really dark actually.
Well, I mean that's like Adventure Time is.
But that's kind of what I
saw them live a
like,
month or so. You saw who live? Pizza Pasta. Who was it that you saw live?
There you go. So update that retaining wall, get the path up there.
Stone brick wall.
Perfect. I kind of like that.
Is that what I was using? Stone brick wall? Must have been.
I suppose fill in more of the vegetation up around this spot once I'm done.
Let me make sure it was the same.
With the path and the
Yo
wall.
Gabba Gabba live at Coachella. Oh damn. Adventure Time is a timeless treasure. I can only say so much about Adventure Time because I've only seen a little bit of it. I was never really that into it, but it was pretty good. But I also didn't own Cartoon Network I was not able to watch Cartoon Network back when that came out because streaming services other than Netflix were still pretty rudimentary. I didn't have any access to stuff like that. I suppose I could have during my anime binges, but I like anime more than Adventure Time.
Excuse me.
Overall.
I plan on watching Adventure Time at some point. I haven't.
I'll watch Peppa Pig on Nick Jr. Peppa Pig is actually obnoxious. I don't like the oink stuff. No offense to the Peppa Pig fans in my audience, but This is Mommy Pig. Oh. And this is Daddy Pig.
I'm happy that I have
I
yet
don't
to
like
actually
the-
see any of Peppa Pig.
It's so
Like
stupid.
I saw pictures of that show and was like, fucking, what the hell is this shit?
Uh-oh. Okay, this is brick wall. Okay. That's a brick wall.
Oh, I have another one.
Alright, I got brick wall. Dun 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 dun. Cocomelon, the movie's gonna be 2027. Dude, Cocomelon is actual
Brain rot.
Oh dude, they're spitting.
Fucking
These guys are
garbage.
spitting in the water. Hell yeah, dude, they're defending my house.
What's defending your house?
Let's go. My camels are spitting at something in the water. Kind of goated. I didn't know they did that. I guess I
didn't know
should have
they did-
assumed.
Like I knew they spat. They're probably trying to kill a drowned or something. I didn't think
Yeah.
that they would try and hunt drowned. Like that's kind of wild.
Boom. That's exactly enough wall. Let's go. I still watch Sonic. I'd rather watch Sonic movie before the Cocomelon. Yeah, dude. Yeah, of course. SML did a parody of Peppa Pig once. Peppa was like, "Why is the new baby's complexion to?" Oh, and Daddy Pig was like, "Because Mommy Pig is a snort." What is SML? Is that anything like Robot Chicken?
He probably meant SNL, not SML.
Oh, SNL. That makes
I know
sense.
there was a coral reef relatively
Yo,
close.
SNL kind of L now. It's L. If you want
Well,
SNL,
you know, it's
but
all those
better,
really
basically
shit writers they keep hiring that are putting the L in it. You know.
watch a lot of Smosh's stuff. That's basically better SNL.
Oh yeah.
They're still very they're California instead of New York, and that is the only time where I will say California beat New York at anything really. Because
Smosh?
damn, yeah, because Smosh are like all the like California people.
Mhm.
SNL is very New York heavy. That is the only time where I'm going to say that California beats New York. Actually, no. Football, NFL, California teams are usually better than New York, but Buffalo is putting a little bit together. Even Caillou, like the episode when he left his duck in Rosie's room and he was almost inappropriate when he came out of the bathtub. I don't really know.
What the fuck kind of
Oh,
bullshit?
Super Mario Logan. Okay, okay. I think I've
Dude.
heard of that. Funny
Caillou
episode of most people,
sucked.
because it'd
in
probably be really
hindsight.
good. Yep.
Like,
Oh, dude,
show
no,
is so
no.
bad.
I may have been a young kid at one point, but I had standards. I got sick and tired of Caillou's shit because I was like, yo, if I acted the way he acted to my parents at that point, I was like, man, I wouldn't get beaten, but I'd get verbally beaten.
Though that's the thing I hear from so many people. They're like, I don't understand how that kid didn't get beat. I'm like,
teleporting. Used to watch Caillou when I was a child before. Yeah, I used to too because I had nothing but government channel. But Caillou was terrible. Caillou and Barney were trash. I don't understand how they went on for so long.
Barney was kind of creepy, to be honest with you.
Just didn't. I hate kids singing stuff. Kids singing stuff usually is crap. Kids singing is one of my least favorite things in almost everything. Kids Bop. That's why I was like, Kids Bop seemed like the biggest meme thing to me at the time because I was like, wow.
I had several. I
I
had
actually
a couple
liked-
of those CDs too as a kid.
If I liked any of that music, if I actually liked, oh, by the way, I have a shitload of Tough. I have so much. I don't know if you came and got any.
Oh no, I didn't end up needing it.
Oh, I was kind of hoping you would take it. You thought Barney was
Take it
Oh,
eventually.
Fricky. I know you probably think weird things about Barney. Kinda's not even funny because he's always mean to Rosie. Little kids being mean to each other can be amusing sometimes, but they're also both brats and almost the same age. It's not like you have a significantly younger sibling.
I honestly
was
thought
mean to
your
Rosie.
assessment that Caillou must be a cancer patient.
Yeah, he has to be. There's no way.
Like, no way he's getting away with acting like that on a daily
He
fucking
has
basis.
Basic bitch parents. Not like they don't seem like almost neglectfully spoiling their kid. So I'm like, he has to have cancer. I see no other didn't he hit Rosie one time? Dude, little kids hit each other all the time. That's kind of a dude, a 4-year-old hit a 3-year-old. I'm shocked. That's kind of a nothing perk.
Oh, wow. Standard everyday bullshit with children.
Yeah, the only good thing to come out of Barney was the wannabe edgy kids finally doing something funny for once with the I hate you, you hate me, let's go and jump Barney. I mean, that's not even from Barney, that's people clowning on Barney.
But technically we wouldn't have that
Rosie is like a
series
she's
of
like
comic
2 or
book.
3, I think. She talks in a
And
little
she's
kid kind
just
of way.
as much of a brat.
Yeah, they are both fucking brats. I like Caillou mistreated Rosie. Sympathy's gone out the window. It's not like Mario and Luigi. Every time she want to play with Caillou and Leo, he said no, Rosie. I'm for those like that's so rude of him. That's not even that bad.
Gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably not
dude,
an accurate
like
assessment, but yeah.
Dude, that's such nothing. Like, because Caillou was literally a piece of shit with his parents. That is what I'm thinking of, like, man, I would never be able to do that.
I mean, yeah, like...
Why do I know these Caillou names? Well, I don't know. I didn't know
it's teaching children
Leo.
Horrible behavior.
Oh, yeah. Because he never gets a come up and at any point for any of the shit he does. And so I was like, this is teaching kids how to be cancer patients. Not how to be, not how to be a decent human being.
I'm so sorry, guys. It's probably terrible, but he probably should have been smacked at some point.
He grew up to be One Punch Man. I would refuse to believe that Saitama was raised like that and became Saitama.
Yeah, that was like...
hard refuse.
That was an ongoing joke just based off of what... how Saitama was designed.
I think canonically Caillou is supposed to be a towhead and not actually bald. Like his hair is really quote unquote light because of the original book it's based on, where Caillou is significantly younger. But then they just took the Caillou design and made him 4 instead of like a toddler. Sounds like a crack theory. Did you know there's a Magic Schools theory on Miss Frizzle and what? Adult trans woman is a Miss Frizzle is an adult trans woman version of Arnold? That's a really out there theory.
Yeah. That's why I said I don't think that's remotely accurate. Dominic dropped that one for me, so I just hadn't gotten to fully address that.
Ed, Edd, and Eddy is certainly darker, but
Ed, Edd, and Eddy's got some fucked up stuff in it.
Ed, Edd, and Eddy's kind of goated in a very mild way. I'm gonna say Ed, Edd, and Eddy is like a solid, all right show.
That's fair.
Like I'm not gonna try and say anything too nice about it, but it is a very much an all right show.
I need more coral, and
I also just like stupid crap. Stupid crap sometimes is funny to me. My favorite Thomas and Friends movie is King of the Railway and Tale of the Brave. I couldn't give you any. I remember the original Thomas movie where they had, like, they had actual actors in part of it, but that was a really old movie from when I was a little kid.
So Kiro says, I'm pretty sure whoever cooked up the Miss Frizzle as adult trans Arnold was actually on crack.
Yeah.
It's fair. Regular show was goated. I'll give you that.
I think regular show was alright. I think it was funny, but I don't think it was like... I think it was like the 4th best Cartoon Network show at its time. Kind of thing. Like, it was pretty good, but I actually, going back in kind of reassessing my opinion on it, Chowder is something I like significantly more than I used to.
Chowder is fucking goated. That was a great show.
Rada, right?
I've seen the whole thing.
Rada. Maybe I should...
There's not nearly as much as you'd think there would be.
Chowder wasn't around for that long.
It's an
Like, it had
unfortunately
reruns,
short-lived show.
A regular show, I think, might have been a bit longer than Chowder, but I'm talking out my ass because I have not looked at these numbers before. Courage the Cowardly Dog, that's an older one. That's pretty good. Flapjack was goated. I will disagree with that. Flapjack was annoying.
I also disagree with that.
No offense, but that show was like, it was just stupidly odd and gross for no reason. Like, I think SpongeBob did that niche a little bit better.
Oh, SpongeBob did the whole thing of like the sudden hyperrealism break from cartooniness gag considerably better. Flapjack was just constant with it, and it was always disgusting visuals. Whereas like SpongeBob would just be like an uncomfortable close-up on somebody's face in hyperrealism, like while they say something really stupid.
Yeah.
SpongeBob was funny with it. Flapjack was fucking gross with it.
I think Flapjack was also significantly worse written.
Yeah, the main character was insufferable. No,
not trying to be mean to people's favorite shows from old, but
no, I'm definitely gonna diss on it. Like, the main character was insufferable.
I think that's good, right?
The mentor type character, the fucking blue guy, was a complete piece of shit. Just horrible person.
It's almost different, like, I think Cartoon Network had some seriously good shows that are very underappreciated. Disney and Nickelodeon had a very, very, like, pretty decent lack of good shows for a long time, so...
Disney and Nickelodeon had a good thing going for a long time that they just decided it was best in their best interest to completely fuck
Boruto
up.
is the worst anime ever. I disagree. I've seen some pretty bad shit. Not disagreeing with the sentiment, but Boruto is definitely not the worst anime ever. The only gross episode of Clarence was the one where he eats too many deviled eggs. Clarence looks so stupid. I didn't even give it a try.
I'm also gonna disagree with you on that, Dominic, because I have seen some shit.
Alright, this is probably a good way to do that.
Boruto might easily be the worst character in the entire series, but I don't think it's, necessarily the worst anime show out there. It just modern Naruto. Yeah, that's kind of the entire point. So I'd say it does a pretty good job at being modern Naruto. With the exception of the good job part.
Good job part.
I gotta throw him for a loop, you know.
Yeah, good thing about Boruto is at least now people can be happy that certain series have not received crappy sequel series, because everyone who loved Naruto just about is not a fan. I know a lot of people who stuck it out and were disappointed at every end, and I know a lot of people who just love Naruto and absolutely hate Boruto.
Well, I mean, like...
It's usually people who love Naruto who hate Boruto more than anyone else. So.
Everything I've heard about Boruto is, like, just... As far as the main character goes, he's completely useless. His dad steps in every single problem and saves the day. And
Boruto's a brat.
Boruto accomplishes nothing.
When does Caillou cry in every episode? Like, bro, he always a little angry. Or why does... Yeah, I don't understand Caillou, man. I think they were on some shit when they made Caillou.
One, like, part of the whole point of Orochimaru's character, like, actually becoming good. So wouldn't it make sense for them to show him, you know, however many years later as a good father? That doesn't sound like one of the ways they screwed up to me. The way they screwed up was Making the main character of the show useless and insufferable. That's usually how you go wrong with this shit.
Boruto, they were seeing all these Mary Sues pop up, and like there were women Mary Sues, and he's like, this is clearly not gender equality. Let me make Boruto. Just so we can have a male useless freaking Mary.
His sister
Mary
inherited
Sue
Kurama,
kind
not him. That's oof.
Oof. Oof nug.
The,
with Disney's mixed
the
bag of quality
spirit
shows, one thing is
sense.
certain: it's absolutely criminal that didn't put the buzz on Maggie and Disney Plus. I've never seen that. I think your assessment, Disney's mixed bag of quality. I think that's fair if you're talking like in entirety, but I really don't think it's a mixed bag. I think it's pretty much all.
Oh, I
The
mean,
things
nowadays,
I've seen in the last 10 years, everything is kind of crap.
yeah, that's why I
on
I
Disney
added
Channel.
nowadays, because like
But-
Disney has a
To be fair,
wealth of fucking great stuff.
to be fair,
All of it's
Oh, I wasn't
2010s or
supposed to.
older.
To be fair with Disney, I have not seen a lot of recent Disney Channel things. So that is whether or not Disney Channel is still like low quality terrible and not just
It's bad. It's bad.
I'd imagine it's not that good. But I don't know. I don't know.
I have friends and family with Disney Plus who are subjected to that shit. It's bad. It's bad.
Spooky, you didn't have enough made. I like how Fricky somehow, despite being in here way less than Dominic, saves up his Bulbucks a lot. Bulb and JCL need to watch Super Sentai. You just mean Japanese Power Rangers? Maybe I will. Maybe. I need to count.
Yeah,
One.
like Power Rangers isn't necessarily on the docket, but
6,
I might
7,
watch it eventually.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I've
18.
met the.
Damn it.
I've met
Oh,
one
why?
of the Red Power Rangers. I think it was the third Red Power
Oh.
Ranger.
Alright.
Dude taught a
Your team is all
martial
bubble. You made
arts
the made
class
outfit a
that I
channel points
attended.
for instead of a sub incentive like I did. What do you mean a sub incentive? It was a sub incentive. It just was. The unlocking it was the sub incentive. Pizza pasta. It's not. It doesn't feel like it's been a while, but it has been 4 months since it was unlocked. It was the 500 subs sub incentive. The bikini is 1,000. I didn't put that in the pin message this time because I was trying to go quickly. Comment right.
Hell yeah, dude! Met the voice actor
I will-
for Frieza.
Hmm.
Is that the voice actor for half of the show?
I'm more interested in seeing Kamen Rider than Super Sentai.
I don't know what that is either. Or maybe I just didn't hear you clearly.
Kamen Rider.
Yep, nope, I heard you clearly. I have no idea what that is. Can you
Okay.
sleep?
Yeah, I went to my house just to do that because I saw all the night.
Thank
thunder.
God. I am.
Why did Bulb mess up on building? I'm supposed to have.
I'm like 900 blocks
I'm
away.
supposed to have 18 by 8. Well, not 18 by 18. It's 18. 18 in the lower sense. I want to have 9 by 9s, stacked together, going all the way down the row of the building. However, I only have, aside from the wall, I have 19 blocks, so one of these is gonna have to be completely filled in. I think I should make it the back.
No.
I feel like it's probably.
I
gonna be-
don't mean the actor for Frieza for the majority of the show. I mean the actor who played the majority of the show.
Yeah, dude.
The guy who played like 12 different characters in the American.
You mean Christopher Sabat?
Yeah, did he play Frieza?
I don't. No, he did not play Frieza. I don't think.
Okay.
He played Piccolo. He played Trunks. I think he played Vegeta. He played a lot of characters. Like some of them were like the kid versions of other characters. Some of them were just like when you look at the cast.
Dude has
billing on,
incredible
like,
vocal range because I like
He does. He actually is.
none of those characters sound the same, even remotely.
It sucks though. It sucks though because I'll watch something and it's like, yes, so this is just Zoro again. Like, Watching My Hero Academia dubbed is terrible because it's just All Might, but it's just Zoro, and they all kind of sound like Zoro again because Zoro was from One Piece was one of the first ones I'd seen.
Well, that's where, from what I understand, Matt Mercer actually does a really good job. All of his characters don't sound exactly the same. Although with him, you can recognize it is Matt Mercer. It's just
you can recognize it, but it's not like quite that bad. That's Bryce Papenbrook as well. He does a lot of characters. The English VA for Meliodas, among other things.
Oh, okay.
You can usually pretty well recognize his.
I think he
sounds
did a good job as Meliodas, honestly.
Rip made, and not Rip. You guys can get more made. I might be changing made to a 5-minute redeem, honestly.
There's been many voice actors for Lord Frieza. Yeah, fair.
It
happens sometimes.
For Makoto Nike? Makoto. For what is that from? I'm trying to remember what anime, because that sounds familiar. Oops. Oopsie poopsie.
Yeah, that checks out.
Right. 8 more and 600. Yes, sir. We are edging 600 right now.
Hell yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You heard
6,
it here, guys. Bulb's
7,
edging on stream.
8. Yeah, 9. You bet. You bet. That was definitely a clip moment. He's the protagonist from Danganronpa. Yeah, okay. I was like, I knew I recognized that. I just couldn't remember. Oh yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The fuck are the?
Oh, I forgot the bucket. I forgot the bucket.
Can't forget the bucket.
No. I need to move water. I forgot the bucket. Danganronpa.
I've heard some good things about that anime. I haven't heard like enough to actually formulate a whether or not it's worth my time watching. But
I think it's the kind of anime that loses some value after having seen it once because a lot of it is like the shock value and the mystery.
No, bro, I never was particularly into the Power Rangers all that much, so of course I don't know who the fucking Psycho Rangers are.
People in my server saying, is this server somewhat dead? I hope not, because it's only true because there's not a lot of people chat, which makes it dead, but... Or makes
they might be asking about the Minecraft world. In which case...
Oh.
Yeah, kind of, because there's only 2 people playing on it.
No, I saw a notification pop up for my, I think it's my Bulb server. It's either the Bulb server or the Jace server, but someone came and was like, yo, is this server dead? Oh yeah, I was looking for a bucket. I keep getting sidetracked. Where are my buckets? Bucketo. Bucketo is not there. Oh no, where'd I put it?
Oh shit, did somebody...
Where'd I put it? Where the F did I put the buckets?
It was my server.
It was your server? Oh. I'm like, I try to share memes in my server once in a while, but I forget sometimes to, like, make it normal. Where the fuck did I put all my... I had 4 of them. What happened? Where did they go? I don't want to make more. They cost iron.
I responded and said, no, we're still here. Just much smaller server than Bulbs and
Is it really a smaller server than Bulbs?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have way more people on your server than I have on mine.
Well, that's true, but I'm like... My server doesn't get a whole lot of... Like, it's usually me and 3 other people sharing memes. Sometimes Skoggle. I like that Bulb doesn't wear a shirt. I wear a shirt in real life, the human version. Where the fuck?
He's definitely wearing a shirt right now. I have yet to actually see him today, but I'm almost certain he is definitely wearing a shirt right now.
I can change that if you want, but
it's not don't need you to.
That at all. We're both men here.
Doesn't mean I want to see you walking around.
Oh, they're the buckets. I am. It's lame that I went to go check my actual house for buckets when it was right under me this whole time. Bucket. Get a bucket and a bucket for this water. About to make a J7 aneurysm.
You know how many fucking times I've heard that song in the last week?
Really? Do they play that at work?
No, one of my managers, as she puts it, likes her ghetto trash music.
Oh,
Her words exactly.
L?
Not
L?
That's not me. For anyone here who wants to
L?
racist. No. That is
that's
her words
100% kind
exactly.
of ghetto trash music. That's ghetto trash music and ghetto trash wannabe music too. This little chintzy women. Yeah, I'm a bad bitch. Sure you are.
Yeah, that's literal actual lyrics from another song I've had to listen to quite a few times in the last week and a half. Also.
3, 4, 5. 2, 3,
My best
4,
friend.
5.
A real bad bitch. Stop.
Can they just stop with all the rap music, man? Maybe I sound like an old-fashioned old man, but I'm honestly gonna say most rap music is not that good.
No,
You have some really good
I'll fully
rap
embrace
artists,
it.
but
Where's the good old-fashioned rock and roll? I'm sorry.
no, that sounds old man vibe. The good old-fashioned rock and roll.
I will legitimately insist on like fucking.
I want metal. Metal.
No, then you got to be metal. Like hell, if we're gonna play anything that I think a majority crowd would be more likely to play, I'd put on
How
like
much fish?
Led Zeppelin.
Thank you for putting the Discord server in, Max. How much fish do you have? A
you
lot.
like rap if
but
the
it will be
lyrics
summer.
are good and well sung. So,
Uh,
here's where I will disagree slightly with your statement on a semantics basis, because I do have some exceptions to the all rap is bad general stance that I have, right? But I'm going to argue semantics for half a second. Rap is a type of vocalization like singing. Rap is not singing.
yeah, that is a good
And
semantic.
you have to call it rap music because rapping is not music. You have to combine rapping
music.
with music in order
Yeah.
to make it music.
Like Linkin Park is kind of like rap rock,
Yeah.
but it's
21 Pilots does the same thing, rap rock. But like
where? Okay.
And I'm sorry, there's also
Okay.
like the concept of
Everything
I want to say the word is like lambically complete or whatever, something like that. Iambically, maybe.
Iambically.
It's
probably
rap
iambically
is
at that point.
Rap is lyrically and melodically incomplete. It is broken and piecemeal, and it's not good for your mind to be listening to it.
Vocal percussion on a whole nother level
Constantly.
coming through my mind. And start saying things like
It's
you
my
know,
my
minorly
brother
offend
uses
someone someday.
that word for.
I know. I thought it's kind of funny. I think he used it ironically in a way.
I
but
think he started using it ironically. I don't think it's ironic anymore.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like
Can
I
you
think he
sleep
just
again tonight?
uses it intentionally. No, I'm doing stuff.
I'm also doing stuff where I will be in a lot of danger. Very far
Fine,
away from base.
hold on. I'm getting it. Hold on. I just need to make sure
Appreciate
the where I hoed didn't I hoed the ground and I didn't want it to become.
It sounds like I have too specific
become
of a thing
holy
in mind
again.
when I think of rap music.
There is no chest plate.
What do you mean by
Also-
that, Zokiro?
Also, Bulb, how was
Because
the work at
I'm
office
talking
today?
about the genre as a whole.
How was work at the office? I don't work in an
There
office.
are
my
obviously
office is...
exceptions to those statements, but
well, okay. So, I have an office, a home office for my business and YouTube. I don't go to work at an office. When I go to work at a job, it is at someone's house. I do work with people who have disabilities, so in home care. his boss kept winking at him. That definitely didn't happen. Nope.
I just need more pink and blue. Cool.
Jason's gonna kick out of that one.
Do it.
I'm sure. Fricky Fracky was like, "Yo, his boss kept winking at him." I'm like, "Yeah, that definitely didn't happen." Yeah.
That'd be.
Jace knows my boss. Is
That
like,
would be
yeah,
concerning to say the least.
Yeah.
It would definitely pretty permanently damage my view and opinion of.
I know this person personally. It's not just the normal like I knew the person before I started working for them kind of thing. They're already married. 1, 2.
What's up, dude? Welcome, Sarah Henderson. Epic7.
1, 2.
Dude,
3,
it's
4, 5.
the Epic7
4,
part sounds familiar. You've changed
3,
your
2,
name, I
1.
think. Right? It's been a fucking
Oh,
hot
no.
minute since I've had you in
No,
my
no,
chat.
no,
The
no.
hell, dude?
No, what is going on? Did I screw up? All right, 1, 2,
Like, I get
3,
like,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
because it is.
2,
Like,
3,
there have been actual
4,
studies done
5,
into this. The
6, 7.
the lyrically / melodically incomplete
Oh,
music,
no.
the
What
jarring
did I do?
nature of it,
What is
it's
going on?
bad for you to listen to. It's
You're
not
bad,
good
Lol.
for
No,
you
no,
mentally.
it's all good. It's all good, Fracky. Are you doing the 8 dirt
And that's
block trick?
before even
Yes,
getting
I am
into
doing the 8 dirt block.
the effect of the actual lyrics that are being spoken. That's
Jay
completely
for
different
4K.
nature,
Thank
and
you,
that
Jay.
is a lot more
Thank you very much, Jay.
case by
I was
case.
wondering if you can get one back. Let's see.
Okay. I will have to find
I'm
the
gonna look
research
into
for
it.
you
Hold on.
later. I do not have
Let me
that at
see.
the moment.
Let me see, Jay. Jay for 4K. Well, you've definitely gotten more than 4K.
Well,
Sure,
there's also
why
kind of like
not?
a spiritual sense to it too. Like I
Thank
could
you-
go a
thank
little
you,
bit more
Jay.
into that, like trying to describe how it's bad for you spiritually. But again,
Thank you very much.
that's entirely fucking subjective. I don't have the information in front of me on why it's bad for you physically, mentally, but trust me,
Oh God.
it is. How?
Rap music
I'll
is
look it up.
bad for you. That's what old man Jace says.
Zokuro
I
is
just said it. Oh.
Zokuro is taking problem with that. He says, like in what way? He wants to know. I'm like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
to a certain degree,
9.
I understand that it's good to
1,
be able to
2,
back your claims
3,
and all,
4,
right? But I'm
5.
also the type of person I do my research, I
1,
learn, I read
2,
something, I come to the conclusion, and then I forget all of the fucking research. So now I'm being pressed
No.
on something and I don't have the answers, and I look bad.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Woo!
Right. 1,
That's okay.
2,
It's always gonna
3.
happen.
5. Right here. This is where it's supposed to be.
That's
Okay.
why I don't even fucking attempt apologetics when it comes to the faith. I'm like, it's what I believe in.
I respect,
Take it or leave it.
I respect Jace's thing on that. I think as someone with a faith, when I hear people who suck, not saying Jace sucks, but when I hear someone who suck try to defend, and then they do it and make his faith look bad, I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's precisely why like I'm not gonna try and do a poor job at it. The things that I do actually really understand, I will be a little bit more eloquently spoken on, but I'm not gonna push it and
Yeah.
try to
1, 2,
poorly explain something.
4. All right. Cool.
I'll
I think
I'll
arguments are
take
better.
the questions and criticisms and send somebody the research that someone else did later.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. So I can put some water here. Welcome, Skoggle
Assuming
Gaming.
I can
Who
find it.
ganging up? Huh. Who up gang their month right now, Skoggle?
The first
Um,
place I actually remember encountering
I don't know,
that
man. I'm
tidbit of information of like rap music is bad for you mentally because of
I'm trying to
these
humility
reasons.
my month up right now.
Like he didn't go into
I'll
detail
be
on
up
how
pride.
it works, but it was a
Stronger for man.
it was a traditionalist Catholic musician who makes rap music. He's like, I have a lot of fun making and writing these songs and performing them, but I understand that they are bad for you mentally. And like what he recommends is like listen to the album, sure. Then go and listen to something else too. Get
Dude,
something else. In
it's like cake. If you're like a
Um,
baker, it's like don't eat all of this cake because someday it will make you die if you eat too much.
yeah, actually, that's kind of a really good way of putting it. It's kind of like candy for the mind. It's okay to have a little bit of it, but you want to have a lot more going on. Um, as I'm trying really hard to think about this and just keep the words coming out of my mouth, I'm actually remembering a few things.
Only gay
It
crush.
has to do with the complexity of the sound involved. You have very few sounds that are quite repetitive in nature, whereas what the mind actually wants, what it's going to be challenged in,
What is what's my gay
and
crush for
whatnot
this month?
by is going to be things that are far more complex.
Mm.
Like, if you were to go and listen to Tool, that'd probably be a lot better for you mentally, but, obviously, not spiritually, because it's...
Yo, Tool is a tool, am I right? Jason,
Well,
sit here. What the fuck, man?
the lead singer might be a little bit of a tool, but he's unbelievably talented.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I
He's
believe
just
it.
like starkly anti-religion and like weirdly a little bit of a baby about it too.
I would only push back a little. I'll say Tool is believably talented. Jay's just gonna look at me sideways. Well, yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not perfect.
Like how
All
I had
right,
to strain my brain, and I got there eventually. But
we can do this up. All right, that works. That works. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Do 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 do. Only gay crushes. What am I gonna put as my not actually literal gay crush? Um, I don't ascribe to the Honey Boo Boo theory.
the what?
Honey Boo Boo Child. It was either her or someone in the show had a statement where they said everyone's at least like a little gay.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that was meant in like the sort of flamboyant sense. 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5.
probably.
But I will probably say no because I mean I don't think I'm at all gay.
Yeah, and I've met a
You
fair
don't have
few
to be
people
gay
who
because they're
aren't
homies.
aren't remotely like that's just no, it's not there.
You do not have to kiss your homies goodnight, sir.
What was that?
Said you don't have to be gay to kiss the homies goodnight.
Exactly.
Did I really screw up that bad? Okay, no. Ooh, I almost hopped off the fence. Oh no, now I can't get back. Frick! I can do this though. Haha! I can do that. Time to go all the way around. Streamer, can I take one of your pumpkins? What pumpkin? I'll say the only thing that was like off-putting about Homestuck was I shouldn't say the only thing off-putting because sometimes they could do a good job of trying to be off-putting on purpose, but the only thing that was like legitimately kind of annoying to me was the incessant yes, you can take a pumpkin if you really want, but I don't know how you're going to. You have my permission. I just don't know how you would. Um, only thing that I'll say is like circling back around to the beginning. The number of strangely relationship characters. I'll say it like that. Say it like that. A little bit ridiculous. To where it's just like, well, not everybody is bisexual, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't literally every character, but it was kind of like, that's a little ridiculous, man. It's just, it is an oddity in society still, but at least at least at the time, 20, like, what was it, like early 2010s?
I mean,
That was still pretty.
Andrew Hussey is very left-leaning.
He's a hussy. Is Bulbshroom strongest so far? Yes, I think Bulbshroom is the best leveled Pokemon. Jace, I don't know if you heard about what happened last week. Ubi the second bit the dust to.
I did hear about that.
One of the dude, Emerald has hard gyms. Norman fucking came around and used counter on me, and I was not prepared to see my health bar go from almost full to gone.
You know, I kind of thought the poll having a fair few like almost mostly good Pokemon was going to be a little bit more contentious, but fucking everybody is like, nah, Volcarona.
Yeah. I mean, the problem for me is, again, Spiritomb. I think Spiritomb wins if it's just not in its original game. Like, Volcarona is kind of annoying that you have to wait until after the game to catch it, so it is annoying in that sense. But man, the most obnoxious way to obtain a Pokemon, maybe Spiritombs, other than like really contrived shit. I mean, actually, no, that is just too contrived. That's why it's like that.
Yeah, no, it's completely fair.
Bop bop bop.
I'd say like the least offensive Spiritomb in the franchise so far from all the wins I've heard of and how to do them was probably Legends Arceus.
Oh, that's saying something.
Because they're the little spirits and whatnot you're supposed to find for Legends Arceus were actually just kind of easy to find.
Well, it does. So Spiritomb forces you to use the underground. I was gonna say Grand Underground. That is not true. It forces you to use the underground as intended, which, for people without like piles of friends, or even people with just a few friends and having to do it over and over again, it is a little exhausting.
Yeah, I could see that being problematic.
I do remember Spiritomb was I first caught it by
recently learned that Volcarona is a Unova Pokemon. What the fuck have you been doing, dude?
Who?
Nate.
Oh yeah, see, it is shocking given how good of a design Volcarona has, but it is a Unova Pokemon. I say as I spent a good chunk of money on my favorite Unova Pokemon.
That's fair.
The other day.
He says he'd never done the post game, and that kind of
that makes sense. I guess I like being a Pokemon fanboy at the time. I knew what generation things were from. The thing I have a hard time with now is probably trying to differentiate some now that are like, what is it, like the Galar versus the Hisui versus the Alola sometimes evades me because I was in college a lot at that time, so I wasn't playing the games consistently. Gen 6 was the last game I kind of played exhaustively. And also, most of the games haven't held my attention very long because they're not that good anymore.
Crazy that you did actually play Gen 6 kind of exhaustively, considering you really just didn't thoroughly enjoy it.
I liked the mechanics. I did not like the game overall. I liked the things that were kind of the minor things in the game, as well as the meta and the fairy type adding and all that kind of stuff being added in. I liked aspects of it. I liked Megas. Generation 3 was all. Generation 6 was goated because it had the best remakes.
Honestly, not gonna lie, it's kind of hard not to like all the megas and whatnot. They're pretty cool.
Well, I don't like all of them. I just kind of like them as a concept.
Yeah,
There's some Megas
that's what I
that
mean. Like it's a cool concept.
I have some friends who really don't like the Megas. They're
I
like,
think
"Yo,
they could have
jump the
done better
shark,
with certain
use
aspects of it, but I think overall, like, they did a pretty good job. Honestly, Big Nose, I couldn't tell you. I don't know where the Larvesta egg in early Gen 5 is either.
You got a Larvesta early on?
Apparently, you don't
When,
know either.
in which game? I don't think it's
That's
in
that's
Black
a
and
good
White. I think it's
question.
Black and White too. Because
Black and White or Black and White 2? Zokiro.
Yeah, I think that has to be Black and White too, right? Or maybe they're just an egg that's really hard to find. Because I remember playing that game a lot and never having a Larvesta until I beat the game. I gotta breed it from the Volcarona virus. Got him.
Black and White 1. Okay.
Black and White 1? Where the hell is that egg?
Not a clue.
I remember getting the Zorua event because I did it like back when they were doing that event, and I don't remember getting a Larvesta egg. Although maybe I'm remembering it has been a while. I don't remember getting it in the Nuzlocke either when I did that a couple years back. So maybe it's a skill issue. I'm not good at finding the thing I was supposed to be finding.
I wouldn't exactly call it a skill issue. It says it's not even hard to find. There was a rest stops where someone asks if you want an egg.
Really? Man, I'm slipping.
They're just passing out Larvesta like that.
In the first one? I gotta look this up. I gotta know which one.
Apparently, it's the egg offered in the north of Route 18. You just need surf. Nate looked it up.
Do you normally have surf by that point?
Is surf normally needed for that route? Because if you don't need surf for that route, that would be precisely why.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just wasn't being
southwest
thorough.
of the starting town.
Southwest. Oh, that's why.
Southwest of the start.
That's not early game though.
Yeah, that is not fucking remotely.
That's probably after game, isn't it?
Southwest of the starting town would be like you've already looped all the fucking way around the circle. North, south.
Yeah, I mean, if you need surf to get to it, it's definitely not early game.
No, southwest of the starting town is like that little notch that goes off the map into the fucking woods. That is late game or post game.
I was gonna say, I think that's post game. That's what I was saying, is like you get the Volcarona post game. So I mean, I was just mildly annoyed by that, but all things considered, not a big deal. I like good Pokemon, man. Spiritomb also, it's like with both those, I would have given Spiritomb a better shot if I wasn't like, I guess maybe for me Spiritomb was kind of like a little bit not as cool because it didn't have a line. I don't like a lot of single Pokemon that don't evolve, unless the design is an absolute like mega banger. Most single form Pokemon that don't evolve, I don't end up using much. But Spiritomb is one of the best of those, anyway.
I will also add, for me personally, the caveat of like if the single form doesn't evolve is just like ungodly powerful and useful.
Well, I think that's like Spiritomb has good stats and stuff. It's got a great typing.
Pinsir needs an evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of the Pokemon that need an evolution, the Pinsir wasn't high on my list, but I can see it.
It'd be good
I
for
also
Pinsir to get a little bit of much deserved respect and all that, blah blah blah. But I don't care.
yeah, Pinsir is not like a big priority for me in the games.
Because if you're gonna give Pinsir a evolved form, you would also have to extend that to Heracross.
Well, you don't have to, but you probably should. I think I like Heracross more than Pinsir by far, but
Which one has a Mega?
both Heracross and Pinsir have megas.
Oh. Then I definitely don't really care or necessarily agree or disagree, because they already have megas. They'd have to override that, which would be a mess.
The have to part might be
Adding megas to middle forms, that'd be a mess. That'd be
okay.
terrible. But those megas are really strong too. That's fair, but like half the time finding fucking mega stones or interacting with the megas outside of the ones that the game wanted you to interact with sucked.
Hey, hold on.
It's like it was a really cool mechanic that I thoroughly enjoyed, but that doesn't mean it didn't need polishing.
Mega Bulb shirt shop credits. Oh, I've not been reading enough.
Oh, without getting super into it, what all
Mega
happened
Bulb
the last 2 weekends?
I don't think I'm gonna do a Mega Bulbikyu. I have to commission that.
2 weeks ago we played Magic for
maybe
our D&D
maybe as
night.
an incentive.
And then this last week we played Goblins, and we really accomplished very, very little.
Goblin D's.
First game with Mega style things was, I think, the one with the Skyscraper Dragon. Okay, so that game doesn't actually give you access to Mega Evolution properly.
Skyscraper. You mean Duraludon?
Yeah, he's talking about Duraludon. That's
That was Gen 7, right?
that's Sword and Shield.
That's Sword and Shield. Okay, Gen 8.
Duraludon.
That's the big.
No,
Pokemon.
we're talking about Generation 6,
evolution.
like a special temporary evolution state that the Pokemon get only in battle.
Yeah. With a hold item being necessary almost all the time.
I think they very intentionally wanted to kind of ease back away from Mega Evolutions, because they accidentally made really goddamn dark lore for it.
Dude. Oh, that's probably not why.
No, like, it's actually horrific and inhumane to Mega Evolve your Pokemon.
Oh, you mean for the concept?
Yeah, like, it's actually genuinely super fucked up. Not only is Mega Evolving your Pokemon, like, horribly, excruciatingly painful for them, they generally, lore-wise, like, they hate it. They hate the feeling. They like you less for it, although I don't think they added that mechanic. But everything to do with Mega Evolution, your Pokemon should absolutely despise you for forcing them to do it. No, I didn't say it was accidental. I said, like... okay, well, hold on.
Laylee's is pretty rough.
That the concept is fucked up. Probably one of my favorite, on nature of the concept of its Mega Evolution being fucked up. That is a really long, like, super niche favorite there, but my favorite of that specific niche category would probably be Aerodactyl, because its bones grow out of its skin in an uncomfortably, excruciatingly painful process, which mentally scars it. And they thought that was a good idea for story and Pokédex entries. But no, when I used the word accidental, Zokiro, what I was referring to is, like, yes, they wanted to make dark lore because that's what they had just done with Black and White and Black and White, or Black 2, White 2, the generation prior. They wanted to continue having a little bit of that touch of dark lore. They accidentally went considerably darker than they had intended, is where I meant with that.
All right.
And straying away from the
Oopsie.
the straying away from Mega Evolutions was certainly not accidental. They're very, very purposefully doing that, and I don't like that they did that.
No, it's kind of L.
Because they strayed away from it into several consecutive, highly inferior versions of Mega Evolution.
Dude, they should have just taken a W and just like, yo, we got megas now. Let's make a new one in like a decade or more. Let's not worry about keeping making, like, they keep on making new stuff I don't like. Instead of the other word is bulb.
Yeah, no, like, they always consistently have had very dark shit in the Pokemon games, but just every now and then they...
One.
Every now and then they decide something needs to be more obfuscated or retconned entirely, and it's like, why? Like, I think they retconned the fucking Drifloon kidnapping children thing. Like, nowadays, it's actually like Drifloon Peter Pans away with the kid for the night and returns them by morning.
It's kind of
was one of the changes I remember seeing.
I remember all the lore in Pokemon, and you're like, and you'll see all these like YouTube videos of like,
Annihilate.
Did you know that this is actually really fucked up? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Annihilate does actually straight up die to evolve.
This isn't a kid's game. Yes, this isn't a kid. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. They can handle.
They haven't retconned. Like, actually, Drifloon's the only thing that you mentioned in that text, in that post comment. Jesus Christ. Drifloon's the only one you mentioned in your comment that actually like got lightly retconned. They didn't even, like, they retconned one child kidnapper Pokemon, but they didn't retcon Hypno.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hypno's actually kind of.
And actually, there's several Pokemon that will steal away children, and Drifloon's the one that got hit.
Yep, because they don't like balloons.
Probably actually has to do with the fact that Drifloon actually looks like has a cute design comparatively.
Yeah, Hypno looks like a creep, so that was fine. We're almost there. Almost there.
Almost done with stream.
One more. Almost done with stream. What? Are we that far in?
Yeah, it's 7:30.
Bruh. Well, I've only been streaming for an hour and a half. Which I know is.
I mean, if I end off at 8, it's not going to be a full 8 hours, or not 8 hours. It's not going to be a full 3 hours. But I'm tired and I have shit to do.
Speak for yourself, man. I got shit to do.
I have
the
2 DSs that came in today that need to be fully diagnosed.
Diagnosis.
I'm so fucking annoyed that they came and required a fucking signature, like, while I was taking a short nap.
You like my Minecraft hand? Thank you.
I woke up at 4:30.
You were taking a shower?
Huh?
Bruh. See,
no, I wasn't.
This is why somebody's getting.
I was taking a nap.
No, they're taking a nap. I like, bruh.
Like, where did you get shower from? I didn't say anything that sounded remotely like shower.
You didn't say taking a shower?
No.
Chat, did he say taking a shower?
Taking a short nap.
Oh, maybe.
What's the plan for Wednesday? Honestly, probably taking the day off from stream.
Bruh.
My mom wants to come by and pick me up after she gets off of work around 3 p.m. So she's gonna come grab me. We're gonna go over there, hang out with my brothers and my mom and my dad, and eat good food and have key lime cheesecake, and then probably come back home and go to bed early like an old man.
Like a person with a job in the morning.
Yeah.
Old man.
Something else I wanted to look at when I got in this drawer, but I guess not.
I want to hear a bird saying he wants to take a shower, but I think it was a nap. What? Oh, okay.
Saw the new Karate
Fricky says he thinks it was nap, so I'm probably wrong.
Nate also says I definitely said short nap.
Oh, okay.
But he adds that that does actually kind of sound like shower.
Hey man, I mean, I didn't completely doubt that I could be wrong. I was just kind of like, yo, shower. They caught you at a bad time. No, I'm the one annoyed because that means that I have to go and get it from the freaking post office like 15 minutes away. The city's
it's
dumb.
Not that big a deal, but it's annoying.
My home post office has always been not the closest one wherever I've lived. Noticed that recently. Like, I had one literally really close to where I used to live. And that is not the one that is the home office. Like, the post office on record for my zip code is always a little bit further away than at least one of the other ones.
That was okay. So I dealt with that, but the DMV version of it when I was down there in South Carolina. Like, so I lived in the area of Goose Creek, which was part of Dorchester County, right?
Yeah.
And the
Dorchester.
closest like county offices for your taxes and whatnot associated with your vehicle were like the closest office was in the town of, or the city, I guess, of Somerville, which was like a 15-minute drive away. But Somerville was part of Charleston County and not part of Dorchester County. The office for Dorchester County was like 30 minutes away in the middle of bumfuck nowhere out in the opposite side of Monk's Corner. I had to drive way the fuck away from active civilization to this like freshly developed area of Monk's Corner that they were just barely starting to build anything around. So annoying. Like, I think it was I think the Somerville one was closer. I think it was like 5, maybe 10 minutes up the road even. It was close. It was right around the corner from my house. Annoyed the shit out of me.
There's some cane. Can't wait till we get some Abel.
Yeah, dude. Although, technically, you probably did need to get stuff done. It's just... You wound up in a shit situation involving your car way sooner than I did, so you kind of skirted around all of the renewals and whatnot. Because this once a year, you go to the fucking offices to file or to pay your taxes on your car. Although,
Is that how that works?
that's right. You had, your car was still registered technically to Illinois because of the military. You didn't actually have to do anything, so...
Yeah, that's pretty Illinois.
He got around all that shit by, just... what, did Illinois... Does Illinois ignore your taxes for military members out of state, or did you just have to like kind of mail shit home, like send a check to them?
I see people running through stop signs when they don't even see the sign, bruh. Dude, I I like stop signs. I wish more people would use them.
I'm hungry. I'm tired.
Dude, I'm hungry.
That's pretty goated, honestly. Uh, New Mexico does the same thing. My parents got away with like basically never having to pay taxes on most of their cars, and
Wait a
up
minute, did
until
you just say
like they ignore it because you're out of state. New Mexico did the same thing. I remember that being a thing.
did
But
you just say goaded in reference to Illinois?
yeah, for
Wow. Calendar, man, calendar. Illinois is never goaded.
except for the fact that they don't make military members pay taxes on their car if they're out of state.
They just probably shouldn't.
That yeah, no one should. So good on them for doing
I
it.
don't. Think you should,
I don't see why
'cause
that's
something
I
that
don't see why that's a
appreciates
big
the
deal. Like that one singular item that they do is goaded. Even so, Nate says Illinois fucking sucks. All
Dude,
caps from, and it says in parentheses from someone born and raised there.
Yes,
Yes,
everyone
completely
everyone
and entirely.
knows.
I'm not saying Illinois is goaded. I literally said that one fucking thing that they do is goaded.
I know, that's what I was like. You said goaded in reference to anything to do with Illinois. I was like, dude, write it on the calendar, man. That's never happened. That pretty much
I
never
don't think the
happened.
calendar space is worth it. I think the calendar space is more valuable than the word Illinois being written in it.
That is true. That is true.
But no, where was I going with it? It's like because my parents had, I think,
Tennessee people that
one
left our
maybe
state only
two
do
cars
for
that they
green
had
out.
that were registered to uh New Mexico initially. Oh shit.
Yeah, they do it on red.
Once they got other cars and updated their registrations to the states that they were living in, it no longer applied that they were getting the exemptions, but
I'm extra cautious at the left turns. They're scary as hell.
oh shit, you weren't born in Illinois, you were born in Cali and promptly moved to Illinois? Fucking
Ooh.
big L.
Dude, at least California is sometimes good. I've never heard of an see, I have a saying. I'm pretty sure I've said the saying before on stream too. I don't know if Chase is familiar with my saying about Illinois.
I have no idea.
Only 3 good things have ever come out of Illinois. And as Catholic, you know, my hope is that Pope Leo can be added as the 4th. But only 3 good things have come out of Illinois. Can you guess? Can you guess the
Big Nose guess
you guess?
Al Capone.
Al Capone? Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? Al Capone.
He was
That's
a vice
kinda funny,
president,
actually.
wasn't he?
Al Capone?
No,
No.
there was a name sounding like no. Al Capone was the gangster. That's right.
Yeah, I was
Fucking
gonna
my
say.
dumbass.
No.
You know what? I'll give you that. The Al Capone was kind of an okay thing to have there. He kind of
He was.
kept it from being a crime-ridden shithole.
Yeah, actually, he was. Whoa, hold on. What is up? Max, I play Plants vs. Zombies. Acer, the Bulb Claw on the Bulb Hand in Minecraft. Bulb Claw. It's a Bulb Claw. Nice. It is a Bulb Claw. Do you play PvZ or Game of the Year? Okay.
Wasn't
All that
there-
stuff in chat except for
wasn't there a
the
fucking
Bulb Claw
vice-
wasn't it?
president whose name like
Capone?
not Capone, like just kind of the same vibe. I don't know how to describe it.
Gangsta vibe. Uh,
I'm just looking up vice presidents.
Yeah, just look up the list. Probably easier. There's only been like less than 100 of those, so.
You were moved to Illinois when you're 3 years old. Similar story for me, but like for different reasons. Moved, like born in New Mexico, not raised there. Moved out of New Mexico about 2 months old, because 2 months is about how long it takes for somebody to go through boot camp, which is where my dad was for the first 2 months of my life.
EVC, not good of the year.
My chat's
I'm
all
still
the
waiting on
fucking
actual correct
Jace
guesses
lore
on
today.
good things that came out of Illinois.
Al Gore.
Al Gore, okay, yeah, there's an Al. That's correct.
I know there was a vice president. It's just like his name was reminiscent and had like the same kind of vibe.
Well, he wasn't known for gangster activity, I don't think, but
Sir, Bulb says
known
Abe
for a few
Lincoln being
things.
one of the good things. I'm a riot that
What?
Big Nose 240 says, I swear, if Bulb says Abe Lincoln being one of the good things out of Illinois, I'm a riot. That war criminal was from Kentucky. I don't think it's fair to call him a war criminal, but I'm not actually sure what you're referring to and why you would think he is a war criminal. But of course, he's from... Is he from Kentucky?
I mean, he lived in
He's from
Illinois at
Kentucky.
some point. He was
He's
the senator
known
from
best
Illinois.
for being associated with Illinois, but yeah, I think he was
Yeah.
from Kentucky.
Well, he's known best for being associated with currency and the Civil War and presidential stuff. But yeah, the states he's known for. Illinois, number one. Can we have?
You're
we
gonna
got any
have to
guesses?
you're gonna have to explain yourself on the war criminal thing, but we will come back to that and I'll address it in a moment. He did
being
ask
only
what
getting
were
on
the
noise.
three, Bulb, because if you said them, he didn't
Chicago
know.
deep dish. Chicago deep dish is one of them. Abraham Lincoln is also one of them, and Kevin McAllister is the last one.
Chicago deep dish, Abraham Lincoln, and Kevin McAllister. Well, because what? Abe Lincoln was he a governor of Illinois before he became
He was
president?
senator.
Senator.
He was senator.
That's why you say he's a good thing that came out of it.
Yes, he went from Illinois to D.C.
I would have to try and consider what things.
I mean, is habeas corpus? I'm wondering what, like, because there weren't a lot of very controversial things that he did by today's standards.
He shut down like 3
'Cause habeas
states from
corpus isn't war
seceding
criminal, I
through
don't think.
martial law. Also, he ultimately did nothing towards slavery. I'm gonna fight you on that
I'm
one.
gonna have to fact check you on that.
He did a lot
was-
towards slavery.
He might have I don't know been
He so people like to try and discredit what Abraham Lincoln was doing for the issue of slavery because a lot of it was paperwork based.
yeah.
What do you mean the Emancipation Proclamation ultimately didn't do much? I don't know. Where
I
you
mean,
get
it
your
literally
information.
freed all slaves in the North. So
Yeah.
it only ultimately didn't do much because of the amendment that he'd worked very hard to get passed several years later, if that's what you're referring to. So I'm not really sure.
The amendment undid the necessity of the Emancipation Proclamation by kind of just including the entirety of
slept, didn't
the
he?
Emancipation Proclamation.
Well, Emancipation Proclamation is kind of a paperweight after the 13th Amendment, but they
But
had
that's what I'm
something
saying. It's like
in the North.
the Emancipation Proclamation is entirely encompassed in the constitutional amendment
think
that
there
we
were,
have
what?
thanks to Abraham Lincoln.
There were like four slave states in the North at that time. That was it. I don't remember how many. It wasn't like the entirety of the North, because most of the states were already free states.
I don't know what
there were
Sherman's
several
March is,
states.
unfortunately. You
Sherman's
think he had
March?
something to do with Sherman's March as well?
I think
Can't
Sherman
fact check you on that one because I don't know anything about Sherman's March. Probably should, but I didn't care for American history all that much. It was
did
one of
Abraham
my least
Lincoln do
favorite
Sherman's
classes.
March? Did Abraham Lincoln do Sherman's March, or did Sherman do Sherman's March? That's a good question.
Well,
That's what I
it's
want to
not
know.
that like Abraham Lincoln did it. It was the statement is he had something to do with it.
Uh, Also, I'll full disclosure. Abraham Lincoln is my favorite president. So I mean, I don't back everything he's ever done. He suspended the writ of habeas corpus at some point, and I'm not a huge fan of that. However, I don't have any other complaints. Nothing like other
I
than
don't
oh well,
I don't know
you
what
couldn't have
habeas
done this
corpus
more
is,
perfectly.
so I'm not sure I can make a
Yeah,
judgment call on that. Um, but otherwise, like
good
I
luck,
honestly
champ.
can't think of anything that I know would be attributed to him that I would have an issue with.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of there's gonna
That's
be a lot of people
I
who are Southerners who feel butthurt. There are gonna be a lot of people who are like, but he actually didn't like do this out of the kindness of his heart, therefore it wasn't as goated or something like that. The moral weird moral Jesus complaints about Abe Lincoln, how he didn't want to do this because he saw black people as equal. He just wanted to do it because he thought it was the right thing to do, or some crap like that. I've heard a lot of random stupid complaints about Abraham Lincoln
so
through the years.
Zokiro makes an interesting point actually as like one of his mistakes. He says, I do think he made a mistake by sparing all of the Confederate leaders, and then he goes on to say, I can appreciate his philosophy on doing it, but it ultimately backfired.
I don't think that's true. I think that's a very today-esque sentiment. Hey, you have to understand, good sir, what happens when you're trying to reunify a country. I think to be fair, somebody should have paid a price, and it should have been very few. I think that's a fair assessment.
I think
that's
killing your opposition is bad.
2 hour stream today. I might be a little bit longer than 2 hours. Killing your opposition isn't bad when you're, not the same country.
Right. But when you're trying to reunify the country, and there was a significant number of the Confederate leaders that were in the positions they were in as part of the Confederacy because of loyalty to their home states. What was it? Stonewall Jackson? Like,
yeah.
All the shit about people wanting to tear down his statues and deface them and whatnot. It's like the only reason, because him and Ulysses S. Grant were very close friends.
Oh no! You're thinking Robert Lee.
Yeah, Robert E. Lee. My bad.
Stonewall Jackson is also but he's also one of the generals in Civil War.
So that was my bad. Misspoke. General Robert E. Lee was very close friends with Ulysses S. Grant. His statues were people were trying to take him down. All that. I'm just saying, like, not all of them should have gotten the axe, but I don't think that necessarily any of them should, because then you're setting a very dangerous precedent, because that was a very politically charged moment in time as well. You don't execute your political opposition. It's not a war and an annexing of of the losing country.
Well, they got the moral victory because inherently the 13th Amendment stood despite the requests of the South. That's a much bigger deal than we should have killed Jefferson Davis and all the other governors and Confederate governors and all that kind of stuff. Like, there would have been no great point or victory to killing the opposing leadership.
No,
in my view.
I think we probably held off on the jailing the political opponents in a weird way for way too long. Like, obviously you don't want to set the precedent of just like hurry up and stuff them in jail before they have the chance to actually gain a following. But if your political opponent does horrific, god-awful things, and then you beat your political opponent and then try them for their crimes in a fair court of law afterwards, that should have been happening for a long time. So
This is
yeah,
something that I'll have
the
to
president
say.
of the Confederacy probably should have been tried for all of his crimes and put away for the rest of his life, depending,
This is
obviously. But
something I will say as far as stuff like that. Um, the Confederates were not the Nazis.
no,
Both sides were fighting in an equally like morally abhorrent way. There was casual wartime stuff.
and they also don't
There was
tell
not a
you like
moral disparity other
how
than
much of the
slavery.
Civil War had nothing to do with slavery. There were
Yeah.
so many other things that caused that. Slavery was kind of the tipping point.
Well, slavery was a major theme, and it was the actual tipping point. I think was the 1960 election, but slavery was a major theme. Was not the only
Have I
reason that
seen the
that
things
the,
about
the war
Annabelle?
happened.
No, and I don't particularly care to
Annabelle.
either.
Isn't that movie with the doll?
Yeah, no. Fuck that. No. Okay, so when you have like 8 different things and the biggest thing is like 25%, I don't know that I would necessarily call that the primary reason. Does that make sense, or am I wrong in that, Bulb?
I would probably give it a different numerical characterization.
Well,
But
obviously,
it's
but I'm just
definitely
like,
not.
I was
Yeah,
just
I know
trying to
what
give
you're
a
saying. I
broad scope of
agree.
like
I
there
agree
was a
with the
lot of
sentiment.
really big things that all contributed to
Mhm.
that. The biggest, but not the larger than the sum total of everything else, was slavery. I think obviously the percentage that I threw out is arbitrary for the example
Yeah.
only. It has nothing to do with the
Yeah.
actual
No, I see
statistics
what you're saying. Yeah.
and
I think that's an accurate way of assessing that.
that was
Slavery
also an
is
arbitrary number, Zokiro.
slavery is probably like a third of the reason that the Civil War happened, but only because the economy was tied to slavery. If it weren't for that, it would have been kind of a back burner
It
issue.
was
Really.
it was an entire wealth of various economical issues to include the economical the is that a word?
Economical?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not in the sense you're trying to you just mean economic.
Yeah, the economic backlash that would have been caused by ending slavery like abruptly, which
Oh man.
is one of the things Abraham
This
Lincoln
farm
got a
is
lot of
annoying.
flack for at the time, which people don't seem to care about at all now. I don't.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Whatever.
the beans.
The
beans.
what else was it? There was a lot to do with taxes. I think dividing of various borders between states. I think if you don't know, like I'm pretty sure Virginia and Maryland and West Virginia were all still one state at that time.
No.
Or they had Maryland
No,
had broken off. I think it was Virginia and West
Maryland
Virginia were still a state. Yeah.
Maryland and Virginia entered the Union as separate states. Kentucky was a part of Virginia, but Kentucky had broken off by that point.
But I know West Virginia and
West
Virginia were
Virginia-
still one at that time.
Yes. Prior to the
So
Civil War, they
there
were
was
still the same state.
I guess like border disputes between some of the states as well. If I remember correctly.
DC also had different borders. DC was a diamond shape prior to the Civil War, and the Virginia part of DC was never restored after the Civil War.
Yeah.
Because like Virginia and Maryland had dedicated land to make DC.
And it was pretty evenly split between them, wasn't it? Now it's like 40-60.
Yeah. Oh no, it's just all Maryland. Like DC is basically just Maryland's half right now.
Well, Virginia still has like that. It's just not restored as the capital.
So Washington D.C., the official area, the city limits, are split, I believe, by the Potomac. Like
Really?
Alexandria and
I was not taught that one. Like
is
up until leaving public school and becoming homeschooled, I was still being taught the actual like square.
really.
Yeah.
That's
I
been
my mom
ancient.
has
That's 160 years old.
my mom has a fucking paper atlas she kept in the car for my entire childhood
Oh.
that had the square on it, showed both sides of the city. I
Oh.
didn't realize that
Well,
functionally Washington D.C. as far as like the capital portion of it, because there is still Washington D.C. Virginia.
no. Is there? No, I don't think that's a it just became part of the
I don't.
it became part of the other counties. Like Alexandria became an independent city, and I think the rest was in what's the big county over there? Why can't I remember? Fairfax County, I think.
City border. I'm looking this up. I'm fact checking you on the spot.
Well, go ahead. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think there is a Washington, Virginia, but I don't know if it's like literal DC. Like it is still part of what was originally DC. It's just not the state border adjusted to the Potomac, I think, at that part. The Potomac. 2 hour stream today.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more.
It is located on the northern shore of the Potomac River. What
Yep.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of yucky looking now. It should be a diamond again, or just not exist at all, or just like they wanted to do it where like the National Mall is its own thing and the rest of DC is something. They should just put the rest of DC back in Maryland, and the National Mall is literally the only part of it, like
it actually
like Vatican
just
City,
still
where it's not a
has,
city.
3 of its corners. The bottom corner is bisected by the river.
Yep. How many strong Pokemons you got so far?
This is stupid. Well, the rest of it just became Arlington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like genuinely mind blown right now, because every map I've ever seen shows the full diamond, and I thought Arlington was a little bit further south of DC than that.
No, yeah, Arlington. I was saying Arlington, Alexandria, and Fairfax County kind of surround DC on the Virginia side. I might have been wrong on Alexandria being part of the diamond.
Nope, you're right there. Well, Alexandria is an independent city. It's not a county. But Arlington, Arlington
Fairfax County is a county.
Arlington County is the Virginia
Arlington
side.
County.
Yeah, there's an Arlington County. It is the Virginia side of Washington D.C. That little chunk that is missing from this whole city is Arlington County.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say it became a part of. I thought it was Fairfax County, but that's the populous one. I guess Arlington just the small bit. I was wrong on that.
Mind blown right now. Okay, well.
Yeah.
A little bit of a American history lesson in chat today.
West Virginia. So a lot of states were actually a part of former states, or part of states they were formerly. So North Carolina, Tennessee was a part of North Carolina at one point.
The Carolinas were one at some point, were they not?
Yes, but that was before America was an independent country.
Yeah.
That was like early on in the colonial period. North and South Carolina were split from each other. Georgia basically made up Georgia, Alabama, in Mississippi.
I think before the Revolution, a fair few of the New England states were all one as New Amsterdam, right? And they changed that to New York at some point. I remember hearing about that recently. It's like they changed it to New York.
New Amsterdam might have been New York. I think the Massachusetts Bay Colony has always been its own thing.
I know Massachusetts.
Maybe Connecticut. Maybe Connecticut was part of it. I don't know. Maybe Connecticut and Vermont. Because the Vermont one is weird. Like it's surprising to me that Vermont wasn't a member of the original colonies, just because of the shape of everything else.
Right.
Like it was an independent nation for a hot second, and then joined. I guess maybe it's one of those things of like they're just late to the party. Like literally, like actually, just you're a few months late. We'll make you a state in a hot second. I don't know.
Right.
But Massachusetts and Maine were the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and that was split during the Missouri Compromise. New Hampshire was its own thing, I think, pretty much forever. Rhode Island, I believe, was really early on. Roger Williams founded that state.
Excuse me.
Vermont was an independent part of like the sort of territorial disputes between England and the U.S. or the English side and the I don't know. The
Fix that. That's all fucked up right there.
I think we've done enough farming. I think we cocoa beaned everything back up. We've planted seeds everywhere. Am I missing anything here yet?
All right, so for
No,
for my viewers who are
We
watching,
can add
I think
back in.
what we're gonna do here is I gotta fix
We
this.
can add back in
path
stuff
right here.
later.
But we're
I'm going to
push
have
this up
certain rows
properly.
that are melon and pumpkin.
I'm gonna take this
but
path all the way
this-
up to here.
This feels so empty.
Also, it's
though.
gonna branch off right here where it currently is. One to the
Just
bee
feels
farm,
wrong.
one to that, and it's gonna loop around, like kind of following this wall, and connect up down here.
Man.
And I'll have little offshoots that have the buildings off of them.
I'll just put some dirt back there because it just feels strange. I also should probably recheck some of the torches. Maybe, I don't know. This is a pretty good place to call it here. I think for this farm, we will, like I said, we will reestablish the melon and pumpkins, probably next stream. But that's the rooftop farm has been expanded ever so slightly to incorporate the most effective water dirt usage. Should I let the zombies go to the lawnmower while I'm putting sunflower in the other lane?
I hate to break it to you, but you do realize your east wall is 1 block short of your even chunk measurements.
Are you kidding?
No, I can see it on my map. Maps are perfect,
You know what?
chunks.
The eventual expansion is going to happen at some point. I'll make sure that one's more accurate.
And there's literally one pixel line, one
You
line of
gotta be-
pixels of blue along the top.
You gotta be kidding
3G.
me.
Yeah, I came over here to check the chunk borders. You are
Goofed. I goofed. Heavy goofed.
that's a quick fix though. You can do that.
That's not a quick fix. That's a okay. It's relatively a quick fix. It's just like I don't care. Whatever. Doesn't matter. They're all invisible anyway. The world chunk according to the editor thing on there is the only chunks I'm actually gonna care about.
Yeah.
Especially since it's inside and not outside of the chunk, it's less of a problem. I think. But that's fine.
Do you have something on top of what is that? Is that my map being weird, or do you actually have something up there?
Up where?
Well, there's just like a spattering of green pixels on in the bottom corner of your, or in the back corner of your city. Yeah, there's nothing there.
Pixels?
I need to update the map. There's nothing there.
But you.
You heard it.
Yeah. I did hear that. Let's see. We actually have an interesting one. I did not expect these results. It is almost even keel. It is a step ladder, actually. It is 10, 20, 30, 40.
Holy crap.
That is incredibly not what I expected. The vast majority,
Look at my poll real quick. I need to.
depending on how you view it, is kind of a mixed bag, but not any particular one. The percentage, if you were to group answers together in any particular way, it's interesting. We got 2 that say ridiculous, 1 that says unnecessary / don't care, and 30 that say fine, I guess. So an outright majority are kind of ambivalent. Although the technical pro is 40 very important, and 30 fine, I guess. So that's an interesting one. I expected it to be lopsided. I'm not going to say which way I expected it to be lopsided, but I expected at least one of them to hit more than 50.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised by my poll, but we have
Volcarona killed.
9 votes.
Absolutely.
1 vote each for Spiritomb Wishy-Washy, 2 votes for Steelix, the other 5 votes for Volcarona.
Really? That's not that surprising.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't be surprised by it, I should say.
I mean, I assumed by me giving a vote to Volcarona, I was kind of sealing it based on who I know in your audience. Was like,
I also gave a vote to it, and so did Zokiro and Big Nose. So there's 4 of the 5 right there.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like Zokiro's going to, you're probably going to, and I'm going to, and that makes 3. And your polls normally only have about 10 votes.
I am gonna go ahead and end that poll now.
All right, let's. I don't know. Getting close to the end here. I don't know what I want to do actually. I had things I was working on. I got all my EXP from his farm last stream and healed everything. I expanded the building roof like I wanted to.
Just grab the next fucking lead already, man.
Can't remember what was the next thing I was gonna do. Your ears, my ears. Should I let the zombies go to the lawnmower when I'm putting Sunflower in the other lane? It is a strategy. It depends on whether you want the money or not. Because you get the money when. Oh, I know what I was doing. Yeah, I'll do this. I'm gonna finish off stream by doing this. I was like, I knew I have something going on.
Oh wait, no, you're 22.
I'm gonna get rid of all the dirt here now that I have more room for dirt too. Dude, I'm not gonna work on that actual expansion project potentially for a long time. Where I get to the mega chunk borders as they were. You know what I've been talking about?
Right.
That's not gonna happen for a hot minute because wow, do I have a lot of dirt,
Also,
and is that a
ginormous, insane project you got going on? It's gonna take you a long time to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That means we have a long time to keep playing Minecraft and having ridiculous conversations of one variety or another.
It's possible I won't ever do it, but
yeah,
that is a future plan potentially. But I have like over half my city that is still barren after I expanded the borders from that fence to the wall.
Yeah.
So I am just now getting around to re-landscaping this one part where there's still a little bit of dirt and sand.
I'm looking at it actually, and my landscaping that I did is within your square.
Oh yeah.
My bad.
I mean, it's fine. I want to give some.
Yeah, I probably should have checked on that before cutting into your territory slightly.
It's probably fine. I don't care. I'm going to have to give someone some pointers later tonight when I go and like, yo, why in the hell, seller to seller, why in the hell would you pay to have a freaking whatchamacallit
a $20 DS
signature on the original price before shipping and taxes was $16. It is a $16 broken console, and you felt the need to add a $3 signature. No one uses signatures for anything under like $100 unless it's an official document. Like, no one does that. I've never seen it. I've never encountered it in my life.
I'm extra annoyed because I was literally home to receive it. The mailman just came slightly earlier than normal, and I happened to be taking a nap because I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth saying that it's really dumb.
Well,
I don't.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the
Not the
call
mailman's fault.
and do my outro real quick, and then I'll see you
You're
in
gonna do your
a few minutes.
outro. Good sir, I will be joining you in a few minutes.
Later, homie.
Later.
All right, let's go ahead and sign off real quick. We're not doing much else. I do gotta wait for him to actually log out of the world before we can close out of it. I don't want to kick him from the world too soon. We'll go to... Where's it at? Camera only. All right. So, I am still working on the video game the console repairs and making sure to record. Although I did a really dumb and didn't record 2 of my fixes, or well, now 3 of them. So I'm going to finish the 3rd fix, and then the next one that I move into, I'll go ahead and record that for you guys. But it's unfortunate because it's really loud. Is my window still open? It's not properly seated, so that's probably why. But yeah, I'll get. There's so many more fixes coming down the line. It won't matter that we miss a couple. It's the DSI fix is actually the disappointing one. Is that probably would have been interesting to be separate from all the DS lights that are going to be coming through the pipeline. I am learning a lot as far as that, so I'm enjoying it. Actually, it's been a fun little challenge to try and figure out. Okay, so what's wrong with this one? How can I Frankenstein together pieces of all of the DS lights that I have to make a working one out of it. So it's cool. I'm liking that. But I'll continue to give updates as we go. Maybe I'll actually use the Instagram that I have set up for the channel to post in updates about it. Maybe not. We'll see. I suck at using social media. I'm not a huge fan of using social media. But I have them because you're supposed to for being a good content creator. But with all of that, I will be making a community notes, or like not community notes, a community post on YouTube, and probably an update in my Discord whether or not we're going to be streaming on Wednesday. If we do stream on Wednesday, it's going to be very early compared to my normal schedule, just because, like I said, earlier in today's stream, I'm going to be going and spending time with family around 3 p.m. ish, which would obviously be before I normally get on stream. And I would be spending time with family until well after I normally get off of stream. So streaming at the normal stream time is not going to work. But hopefully I'm actually not out too late and I can come home and get on and watch Bulb stream. Thursday, the the Zelda stream will be happening as normal. We're going to be going into the final part of the DLC main quest and taking on the 5th dungeon. I guess technically the 6th dungeon because it was added to the game after Hyrule Castle, which would have been normally the 5th dungeon. The 6th optional dungeon, we're gonna do that real quick, and then I think we should be beating the game this week. Really, if I have a slightly longer than normal Zelda stream this week, we should beat the game. Easy day. But for Wednesday, if I am gonna be streaming, like I said, it'll be early. I'll probably do like noon to 3. And we'll get some Pikmin 2 time in. Because God, do I love that game and want to play more of it. As the only reason I was thinking about just having a normal stream day for my birthday was because I really wanted to just keep playing Pikmin. I'm going to talk to Bulb and potentially a couple other friends and try and figure out maybe something we can try and do on Friday as a birthday celebration stream. If we do a birthday celebration stream at all. I didn't plan this out well enough. I don't have anything particularly outrageous for you guys, but that'll be it. So I will see you guys possibly on Wednesday, definitely on Thursday. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good couple of days. If I don't see you on Thursday, and bye.